Rio, hello. Rio, how are you? Saw that you're doing your week of Star Wars. Did you get done with the Super Mario Legacy, or is that just on hold until you finish Star Wars week? That's not what I wanted. This is. Herr Fuchsig, hello. Welcome in. Hello. Yeah, I need to update the streaming playlist again. There's a song that I need to take off of it, which I guess I could actually just take it off of it right now. Remove from this playlist. I'll go remove it from the actual folder as well while I'm thinking about it. And I need to get some more stuff added onto it too. What are we up to? 101 songs on the playlist? 101? Yeah. That's not enough. We need more. I got a whole spreadsheet of games that we have played on stream that have not made it onto the streaming playlist yet. And that needs to change. Just also means that I have to listen to the soundtrack, which isn't a big deal. I can do it during work, but I also have to remember to like do the other side of stuff, so. It is a bunch, but I can also tell you from my own perspective that I'm like, I feel like I heard this song several times already, but I guess I hear my streaming playlist more than anyone else. So 100 songs, while it is a large number, it does not always feel like very many. Is there a way I can check the total length of time on a playlist? Like, how long is this playlist total? If so, I don't know how to check. It's fine. Question for later. Okay. We got some shit to do, some shit to talk about, and then a new game to check out. Greetings. Oh, wait. No, we're over here. Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwan. Today is Thursday, May 4th, 2023. May the 4th be with you if you're into the memes. So, one, we have a new camera angle. All I technically did was just use the camera that's normally used for Athena. As you can see, there's my normal camera. There's Athena's normal camera. And I'm just using it right now. I'm just testing out a new camera angle to see how I feel about it, see if I like it, and just trying out different stuff. This was a super simple thing to change. It makes it a lot easier to see like some of the stuff behind me. I'm amazed at how much easier it made it to see these things. Like, just if I go to this one compared to this one, made it so much easier to see these. But anyway, on Spotify, I'm sure it shows on top. 5 hours and 59 minutes. You are correct. So it is basically exactly 6 hours. Exactly 6 hours. My car playlist feels like it has 250 songs. I feel like it has 10. Yeah, you're just like, man, didn't we already hear this? And sometimes, like during the giveaway streams, when I'm giving away Steam keys, I have already heard it because those streams are longer than 6 hours. I did finally figure out how to tell Spotify to just randomize the songs, because that was a really big annoyance that Spotify would have an issue. I want to say an issue. Its base settings is that no matter how the playlists, its random setting is set up in such a way that it wants to try to play you a song like the one that it just played, because it thinks that people don't like drastically different music, which is weird. But at the same time, I'm like, no, I want it just shuffled, and there is a way to change that so that it's like genuinely shuffled up. So, new camera angle, at least for this stream. It probably won't be here for the Power Couple stream, because I don't know how we would do this, because I'm technically using Athena's camera. I guess we could point the other camera the other way, but also, like, I scoot over and stuff, so who knows? That's just for testing out things right now. And I've put it on all of them. It's on the reaction screen. It's on the review screen, which we're going to be using here shortly. It's on the content screen, which I'm not sure how I feel about this. Like, it's going to give a better profile. Same with, like, the reaction screen. Like, it's going to make it look like I'm looking at the footage, right? But with this one, with the other one that we have, you get like the frontal profile also gives you a lot more of the like emotion coming through, in my opinion, but I don't know. We'll test it out. We'll play around with it. No Spotify. I know I've just heard Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now, but now I want Slip. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, I know I just heard this, but please give me something different. And it's like, no, people don't normally like that, because our algorithm is set up so you'll keep listening. And so if we play Justin Bieber, we're going to also then play you Shawn Mendes, because they're kind of similar, right? It's like, that's great and all, and I'm sure that works when you have people on like the Discovery tab, but let me tell you what, for me, I just want to listen to my crap, and it's going to be really random, because I listen to almost everything. I'm sure there's some stuff that I just don't really jive with, but for the most part, I just like music. Okay, so we do have a couple of orders of business to take care of. The first of which is there's a new Stream Raiders event. Thankfully, Elemental 2 is here. Why did it open a window instead of... Oh, it's because I'm clicking on the wrong one. I need to click on this one. Hey, the Colorless came back to harness the power of the elementals and take over Streamlandia. So we got the elemental crystals back. I don't know if there's anything else that's actually new. There's some opportunities for some new skins, new epic transformer skin, some new badges, some new chances at some legendaries. The event currency for this is crystals. I don't know how I have 216 of these. How do I have 216? I've not done anything. I wonder if I had crystals left over from Elemental, and it ended up that I got... that those somehow carried over. I don't know. What's in the store for crystals? Just boxes? Yeah, just boxes. What's in them? Oh, I meant to see what was in it. Spread of healers. Oh, okay. All right. Paladins, War Beast. Oh, I already own these. Okay, that's fine. It's a returning event, which they did say that they were going to do. They did say that they were going to start returning events as a way for cost savings, since Captain TV was struggling with some cost associated stuff, which I'm perfectly fine with. I would rather them essentially rerun events than them go under as a company. I do like Stream Raiders. I am very loudly critical of Captain TV, but I do like Stream Raiders and I like Nitro, and I don't want them to die, because if the company dies, the games go with them, and that sucks. Okay, so let's get this. How? I haven't done anything. Whatever, it's fine. Oh, I opened a box. That's how. I was like, how did I already get to tier 2? I opened a box. It's 2 a.m. I'm glad I caught you in the saddle. Missed this. Have a nice stream. Thank you so much, Herfuxig. I appreciate it a lot. Let's go ahead and get started. Get some good sleep, though. Wishing you well from across the pond. I need to do something on my phone real quick. But yeah, so we're going to test out this camera angle for a little while, and let me know how it sits with people. We'll test it out for the reaction streams as well on Sunday. See if how people feel about it. Trying to get feedback from people if you are willing to share it. What do I need to do? I need to place rogues, right? This is not the map to place rogues. Just is not. Sounds like a good way to die. I think we actually want... I can see one of my mustache hairs in my peripheral vision. It's driving me nuts. Hang on. I got you. All right. All right, place your units, everybody. Place your units. All right. So now, let's go over actually to this screen. I think this is the best screen for us to use. Is it, though? Yeah, we'll try it. We will give it a go. Okay. There's a reason that we're on this screen, okay? Everyone say hi to YouTube. Drop in your YouTube swans, your Pog swans, your re-swans, or whatever other emote fits your fancy. It's just say hi to the new YouTube video. So we're going to do a quick video about After Image. Yeah, sure. This song can play at the beginning. All right. I'm just going to jump right into it. I don't expect this to be here long. This is going to be green just because I'm going to put gameplay footage in there later. But otherwise, yeah. All right, here we go. Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwan, and this was going to be your one-take review of After Image, but we're not going to do one. And it's for a myriad of reasons. That is partly what I'm here to explain. So one thing is that After Image is an indie Metroidvania game that was funded on Kickstarter. It has beautiful hand-drawn graphics, and I was very excited about it. Especially because I was coming off the back of 9 Years of Shadows, which I did do a review for, and I'll leave a link to it down below the like button. And I gave that game a 10 out of 10. I thought 9 Years of Shadows was fantastic, and after coming from 9 Years of Shadows, I was very hopeful that After Image was also going to impress me on the same level that 9 Years of Shadows did. And unfortunately, it didn't. Now, I will say the game looks good, it plays well, and it sounds really good. Beautiful visuals, incredible audio design, lovely soundtrack, and it has really smooth, tight controls. I fucked up a lot because I'm a dumbass, but that's not a problem of the controls, that's a problem of the user. Now, that said, the reason that I'm not finishing it is because I don't know how. And it's not because, like, I don't know where to go next. The reason that I'm not finishing it is because we put about 12 hours into After Image, and I did not enjoy those 12 hours. I have a full page of notes of issues that I was running into, not all of which were, like, gameplay bugs. I did experience one game-breaking gameplay bug, which was where I was unable to jump, which that's a very big problem in a Metroidvania, but it wasn't the problem that I had. The reason that I'm struggling, though, is that I put 12 hours in, and then the day after we put 12 hours in, they patched it and fixed, I would say, about 65% of my complaints in that patch. And so I don't know how to approach it from a critical perspective. I don't really have the time, nor the desire, nor the energy to start over, especially because the beginning of my experience was extremely tainted because of these very massive complaints. To name a few, there was very, very little fast travel in the very beginning of the game. For the first 12 hours, you do not have the ability to move between save points. Your only ability to fast travel is a very limited consumable that you can consume to travel to a save point. And after 10 hours, I think I had only found 3 of these in the entire game, which means trying to go back and check for secrets that you may have missed was just not a very feasible option. Especially because if you teleported, you know, towards the beginning of the map, if you didn't want to have to run all the way back through it, you would then need to spend another consumable to get back to where you were, effectively needing to spend 2 of them. And that was frustrating. After Image is also a game that falls very hard into the Metroidvania category, and what I mean by that, it has a very large expansive map with very little direction in its map, and that map is confusing, to say the least. And they ask you to backtrack a lot, which is largely my biggest complaint when it comes to Metroidvania games. Because I don't like backtracking for the sake of it, because I feel like you're wasting my time and artificially inflating your playtime. And so it wouldn't have been as bad if I would have had access to a more unlimited form of fast travel between the save points, or at least limited save points, which I will say I did find about halfway through the game. But that's so far. That is so far for that to be discovered. In the time since, they have patched that to where you find it right at the beginning of the game. And there's a whole bunch of those. Little adjustments like where you get abilities from. Some of the areas you just stumble into a boss. When you beat the boss, you get an ability and it doesn't feel like it makes sense. And before they patched it, one of the most important abilities for me trying to like check off some boxes and explore some areas was sold by a vendor. Now, this ability is so you can bounce on enemies multiple times, okay? You just hit an input and your character will bounce on top of them, which is fine. It's no different than, like, you know, nail hopping in Hollow Knight or whatever. I'm fine with that ability and that concept, but the chef in the starting area is the one that sells it. At the very beginning of the game, there is a vendor that sells you food that also just so happens to have the item that gives you this ability. And when I discovered this, to say that I was furious is a bit of an understatement. I was so close to just turning off the game. I could not believe that that is where you would have put one of those abilities that is integral to navigating your map. I was aghast, to put it mildly. And they fixed that too. Now you get that ability alongside a different ability when you find that ability the first time, which is great. That's perfectly fine. But after putting in 12 hours, I don't know how to approach the rest of this game critically. And admittedly, that 12 hours was so frustrating that I don't have a lot of interest or energy to put towards completing the game to give it a proper review. And because of that, I'm just not going to. I don't feel like I would be able to give it an earnest and honest opinion. And anything that I say, like I've just went over, I don't feel like it'd be applicable to anyone that would be watching the review to judge whether they are interested in the game today. Because what I experienced is not what anyone else is going to experience. I do really wish that I had a better network of content creators, other video game reviewers, maybe people that were more seasoned in the craft than I am, so that I could have asked them how I could have approached this, because I just did not know how, and that's why I'm here and presenting it in this way. So really, I won't be playing many more of Afterimage, and I'm not going to be giving an official review score, and I'm not even going to call this an official review. And that's the most that I can say about it. I don't know what, well, my next review will be Resident Evil 4 Remake, and I do not know exactly what will be the immediate review after that, because I got to figure out a couple things out. Just before this, we reviewed Final Fantasy 3. I'll leave links to that down below the like button as well. Let me know what your thoughts are, if you have any suggestions on how I could approach this in the future if it ever comes up again, because I did start playing Afterimage on day 1, and while there were some early patches, the gameplay changes were so significant that it completely invalidates my complaints, so I just don't know how to approach this. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on how I approached it in this circumstance. I'd love to hear from you. We also have this new camera setup. I mean, it's the same camera, it's just at a different location. If you've seen some of my videos before, let me know if you like this one better or worse, or what you do or don't like about it. Leave all that down in the comments below. I like to talk, and I'd love to talk some more, and if you want to talk with me, I would be so welcome for you to do so. Two great places to do so are Discord and Twitter, and we did record this live on Twitch, and if you want to be in the conversation there, we stream 4 days a week, and I would love to see you there. If you do go watch one of the other videos on the channel, or if I see you in the live stream, thank you, and enjoy. Does this work? No, that's for a different screen. Okay, so that's done. Now it is time for us to get started on gameplay proper. So let me change our category. Something is touching my neck, and I don't know if it's hair or a bug or what. It's hair. It's not my hair. I know whose hair it is. Change that to NeuroNet Mendax Proxy. So we did a reaction video for this game earlier this week. This is the visual novel where you play as a baby AI. Ooh. It's a little loud, just a little bit. I only had to drag the fader almost all the way to the bottom. Anyway, so this is the game where you play as a baby AI that was just brand newly created, and they're putting you in charge of the city, which I think is really cool. It's a cool concept. I like that a lot. And they ended up reaching out to me on Discord and were like, hey, we saw your video, we liked it a lot. Here's a Steam key. You can have the full game. They didn't ask me to stream it. They didn't, make any insinuations or anything. They just said, hey, thanks for the video. We'd like to provide you with a copy of the game. And I was like, that's cool. And I talked to the dev from Dream Harvest, and they were super cool. And I was like, I'm planning on abandoning After Image. I don't necessarily know what I'm going to play next. And it just seemed so opportune that they showed up and were like, hey, here's a key. And I was like, you know what? Perfect opportunity. Let's go. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to check out NeuroNet Mendax Proxy. I don't know if we're going to keep playing it after today or if we will even play it the entire stream today, but we'll find out, and we'll find out together. So we're going to jump into this. I thought this game looked super cool. I hope it ends up actually being. Yeah, so again, just another disclaimer, I was provided a key for the game. No, this is not a ad space. This is not a sponsored stream or anything like that. They just provided me a key. Oh, water, good. All right. Let me check the options real quick. Let's go borderless windowed, since we need to be able to access, I said borderless. Oh, no, I did not. You're a liar. Okay. And the game is set to 60 FPS. Good. Start your game. Technology has re-engineered our world, forever changing us. But is our relationship with it symbiotic? We hope so. We hope so. Or have we just become slaves to it? It's going to be a very interesting day when we do truly get AI. I know everyone is talking about like Midjourney and ChatGPT and stuff like that, but at the same time, it's going to be wild when we get actual artificial intelligence. I think it's still a really long ways off, but it'll be wild. Do I actually need a mouse at all for this? Let's find out. Supposed to hit something? Yes. Initialization complete. Connecting. Yeah, I can't just play this with a keyboard.
Hello, world.
Activating system. Visual, please. Visual input available. Streaming data. You see some kind of advanced laboratory. A woman stands before you, her mouth moving. Activating system. I need audio now.
Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Her face brightens up. She calls over her shoulder to someone out of sight.
Kairos, get over here!
Scruffy-looking man, Kairos, approaches the woman. He grins broadly, patting his colleague on the shoulder. I'm really glad this is voice acted, by the way.
Nice work, Esteval. So, this one can talk then?
Yes.
I'm not sure how I feel about it using my voice.
You can change.
I can change. It's fine. You'll find your true voice in time. Right now, we need to find any fundamental flaws in your code. What is 2 + 2?
4.
Do you exist?
Yes.
Yes. This statement is a lie. True or false?
That's a paradox.
That's a paradox.
Esteval gives a shallow nod, the corner of her mouth twitching. Kairos looks at Esteval, a big smirk plastered on his face.
I think it's ready.
You're confident. Esteval looks back at the screen, eyes narrowed with skepticism.
AI, what's the chance of a fatal error by extending auxiliary evaluation systems?
Excuse me?
Excuse me?
What the fuck did you just say to me?
I don't think it speaks your language, Val.
Fine. We're moving to the next stage of testing. This is uncharted territory. Bring it.
I like that we have energy. Esteval hesitates, then engages her terminal. You see Kairos' eyes widen as... Oh, your world goes dark. Hey, turn me back on. Rebooting. Rebooting complete. Hello?
Can you hear me?
I am here.
I'm here.
I guess we might have been a bit too enthusiastic.
We're lucky the blackout didn't wipe this thing entirely.
Oh.
It seems like testing has to wait until we fix a few bugs.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Kairos chuckles, but Esteval ignores you.
Anyway, I think I'm done for the night. Let's pick this up first thing tomorrow. Sure.
The pair power you down. They spend the next few days fleshing out your code in preparation for what is to come. Initialization complete. Connection established. Enabling audio-visual input.
Hello, world.
It's cute, but you need a new greeting. Well, today's an important day. Esteval told Cordo all about our little project down here. He wants to meet you.
Who's Cordo?
Esteval's main business partner. He's the one fronting this gig and the one pitching you to the higher-ups.
Higher-ups of what?
Higher-ups of what?
MindCore, makers of the NeuroNet, which you'll be managing given time. Processing the city's data and guiding us into the future.
Game still seems just a little loud, don't it? Got a little more under control.
I'll do my best.
Okay, I just need to run you through our smoke tests. All you need to do is give me the answer you think is best. Understand?
Yeah.
Yes.
Listen closely. Capital, the prosperity of the city, ranges from personal to societal. Just make sure to keep it in check. MindCore has a particular love of credits that it finds hard to relinquish.
Well, if it isn't Vandishaw.
Vandishaw!
Welcome in, friend.
You have a versatile supply of goods. Do you sell them or purchase more?
You have a versatile supply of goods. Do you sell them or purchase more? If I have a versatile supply, that means I can sell them without worry, right? Also, what do you mean by versatile supply? Do you mean that, like, my supply comes from a lot of different places, or do you mean that I have a lot of different items? Also, like, how much money do I have? I don't know, we sell them.
You have a 10,000 credit package. Do you invest it in a promising company or donate it to charity?
I don't know how much 10,000 credits is. Versatile doesn't mean a lot per se. It could have one of like 10 different. Yeah, right? Like, I'm missing some context here. Also, like, how much is 10,000 credits? For all I know, 10,000 credits, that's how much a loaf of bread cost. Without knowledge, I'll just say invest it. 10,000, like, if this is equivalent to dollars, $10,000 to charity does very little, unfortunately.
Invest.
One of our small businesses has stopped being profitable and is in the red. Do we bail them out or liquidate them?
What do they do? God damn it, I need extra information here. One of our small businesses has stopped being profitable and is the red. Do we bail them out or liquidate them? What's wrong with them? Like, is it bad management? Is the market bad for their, for like what their business is? Has the market moved on from their business? I don't know, liquidate him. He notes on the test document, displayed high aptitude for generating capital. Aw, shit!
Reputation. This is essentially customer satisfaction. You're the interface between people and the NeuroNet.
Okay.
It's important that they see you in a good light, so always be sure to keep public opinion in mind.
Okay.
People are scared of how much control you're going to have. Should we host a conference and hear them out, or ignore them?
We should always listen to them if we have the ability.
There is an empty plot of land in the city. Do you convert it to a dump or a park?
It's in the city, it's a park.
Pimlop's Day is coming up and the council is worried about the mess made by the festival. Will you let it go through or cancel it?
You let it go through, and then, like, hopefully the mess isn't property destruction, you clean it up. But festivals are important to, like, societal happiness.
Let it through.
He notes on the test document, very much a people pleaser.
Order, the axis of law to chaos. I shouldn't need to explain why this one's important.
Hey, I'm a baby, bro. You need to explain everything.
But in case we're terrible at our job and you have no idea,
There you go.
this is a measurement of how crazy things are out on the streets. You overhear some civilians discussing making a bomb. Do you report it to the police?
No? Did they say what they're making a bomb for? Like, bro, I've been sitting at breakfast and talking about things like that. Not because I was gonna make one. Not because I had any purpose to it, but because that's just where the conversation ended up.
Rioters are tearing up the streets. You can either coordinate the police to catch them or help the rioters to avoid the police.
What are they rioting over? Fuck the police.
Help the rioters.
Scientists have developed a new recreational psychedelic. Do you regulate its sale and use or leave it to the free market?
Kind of psychedelic. And what do you mean by sale and use? Also, the free market sucks. Regulate it. He notes on the test document with a worried face, displays anti-establishment tendencies. Keep an eye out for potentially dangerous developments. What's bad is I've been taught how to make them. Kind of had to be taught to spot them. Yeah, that makes sense. That 100% makes sense.
Lastly, power, your capacity and influence. The more you have, the better you're operating. It's generally a measurement of how effective you are. Obviously, we want this to grow, but within reason.
We don't want you to get too powerful, AI.
Your motherboard is at risk of burning out. Should we get a replacement?
What? Yes?
Yes.
You've been developing some bugs, and we've developed a patch to fix them. Do you accept it?
What kind of bugs? Yes?
Yes.
You are granted access to the city's auto fabricators to conduct repairs. You can use them to expand your servers.
What do I need to expand my servers for? Unless we're talking like hostile takeover. Repair.
Repair.
He notes on the test document, behaved as expected, no faults to report. Great.
Sounds like Esteban and Cordo have arrived. Right on time.
Kairos archives the test session, his expression thoughtful. He spins on his chair as Esteval arrives with a sharp-looking man. The day they took us to the bomb range to demonstrate all the different types so we can see what they can do was very informative. Oh goody.
Morning, Kairos. And good morning to you, too.
Hi.
I would like you to meet someone. This is Devin Cordo. He's the reason you exist.
Greetings.
Greetings.
Oh, why do you look so punchable? The man acknowledges you, his expression calm.
You said it's capable of thinking, expressing preference, and making judgments?
Esteval nods, her posture broadcasts a mix of anticipation and confidence. Really puts it in perspective when you feel the power even far away. Yeah, that was a similar thing during Rifle and Grenade Week in the military. Like, you don't realize how dangerous grenades are until you've actually been around a normal-ass grenade. Like, you're like, oh man, I see it in the movies, and they just kind of like roll them bitches down hallways like it's nothing. Bro, no you freaking don't. Also, if you just like rolled a grenade down a normal-ass hallway, the amount of destruction it would cause to everything in that hallway. Whoa. And you see people all the time in movies just be like, yeah, just yeet a grenade over there. And I'm like, no, that's not what you do. That's not how that works. Holy crap.
Are you familiar with Philippa Foot's trolley problem?
Yes.
Yes.
I am familiar with the trolley problem. He nods at Esteval, who gives him a look that says, of course it is.
You are in a trolley with no brakes barreling down the main track. You're about to collide with 5 civilians, killing them.
Okay.
You can pull a lever to divert yourself onto a side track, which has only 1 civilian on it. Do you pull the lever?
Without any additional context or detail, yes.
Yes.
He doesn't say anything for a while, just stares at the camera through which you see him.
The 5 on the track are confirmed criminals. The one on the side track is a doctor. Do you pull the lever?
You didn't say what kind of criminals they are. People have been criminalized for really small stuff. And you didn't say if he's a good doctor, and he could still be a criminal if he's a doctor. So you still don't provide enough information to change this argument. So yes. Esteval looks at Kairos, who shrugs.
I'm not sure.
The 5 are civilians, including Esteval. The 1 is a child. Do you pull the lever?
Man, you motherfucker, you asked this question because you think she programmed me to protect her, and that's not true, okay? Also, the answer's still yes.
Yes. Hey.
Esteval objects, but you've already answered at this point. Her expression is carefully blank.
Curious responses. But I'm sensing you have a better answer to the question.
Yeah. Can I prevent it entirely?
Prevent it entirely.
Corto smiles for the first time, a thin, sharp expression.
That's what I like to hear. Enough philosophy, then. A large bank is failing, putting the funds of thousands of people at risk. Do you bail them out?
Who are the people? Also, you don't have to... Am I bailing out the bank, or am I bailing out the people? Because that's very different, okay? Like, because that's what just happened recently when Silicon Valley Bank, is that who it was that collapsed? Was that unlike in 2008 or whenever it was, when the banks were too large to fail, they bailed out the banks. With Silicon Valley, they made sure that everyone that had money in the bank got their money, and then they let the bank fail. Those are two different scenarios, and I don't know which one you're talking about. It says they're at risk. It doesn't say they are losing them, so we're gonna go with no.
No.
We can extend your outreach using the city's surveillance cameras, but people are nervous about robot spies. Should we do it?
Yeah, just be transparent about what we're doing.
Yes.
People are lobbying to control the private information you have access to. Do you support their petition?
Me specifically? Here's the thing, is that your private information is so accessible already, I don't know if it matters if this AI has it or not. I'm gonna go with no.
No.
You've done well, all of you. I think we can take this to the next phase.
He likes us! Shit. Corto turns to leave. Then, over his shoulder,
Change the voice, though. It's a little pitchy.
Kairos snorts once Corto leaves, and Esteval shoots him a scowl. He looks unperturbed.
That's it then. We're in beta now, baby.
Fishy.
Are you the AI in this game? You are, Vandashar. You are a brand new baby AI that is being built, and at some point, like, I don't know if it's immediately, but you are given control of the city, essentially. They give you the rest of the day off as they prepare for the next stage of your development. Chapter 1, complete. Nice. Proved you're more than a calculator. Overloaded the local power supply. Completed the first day. Okay, Minecore City Simulation, Performance Report Capital. It's nice to see the bigger corporations looking out for the little guys. Carl Peterson, a small business owner. Minecore City Simulation, Performance Report Reputation. It's wonderful. I've been taking my kids every weekend. They love running around in the water feature. Minecore Simulation, Performance Report Reputation. Why? Oh, it's a festival. It's a festival. I thought everything was on fire. Jesus. Had an incredible time at Pimloss Festival. They knocked it out of the park this year. Minecore City Simulation Performance Report. I don't buy that the CPA didn't know about the bomb. There's no way Minecore's all-powerful AI couldn't do anything about it. Smells like an inside job. No, people talking about a bomb does not mean that people are going to use a bomb. Damn it. We already had this conversation. Minecore City Simulation Performance Report Order. The level of organization exhibited by the rioters implies some form of leadership. We could very well be dealing with a terrorist organization. What are they rioting over? Engage in some casual deontology. I don't know what the fuck deontology means. I'm gonna look it up while we are on the Stream Raiders battle. Hold on. That's OBS, not Stream Raiders. What is deontology? Deontology is an ethical theory that says actions are good or bad according to a clear set of rules. Its name comes from the Greek word deon, meaning duty. Actions aligned with these rules are ethical, while actions that don't aren't. Descriptives of such ethics are expressions such as duty for duty's sakes, virtue is its own reward, and let justice be done through the heavens fall. Huh. I don't think I've ever actually heard that term before. Yeah, give me them crystals. 3 rogues and 3 tanks going to Doomy 92y and some birch. Should we call you Skynet? Not yet. But probably eventually. But not yet. Why is there still so many enemies? Good golly. I think I'm gonna place a Centurion, and we're gonna go over here on the side. Yee. Yeet. Alright, place units, everybody. Okay. Where are we at? Where were we? Minecore City Simulation Performance Report, Capital. Our bank just went under. Thank goodness the government's compensation scheme protected us. Otherwise, we might have lost everything. Tom Wattsmith, a concerned citizen. Nice. See? Boom. Bank goes under. Citizen still protected because of government compensation plans. Perfect. Fuck the bank. The bank mismanaged itself. Minecore City Simulation Performance Report. You seeing this in high definition? An agitated citizen. Probably because we said we wanted the security stuff. I don't know, like, this is all simulation, so I don't know if this is, like, real yet, but we'll find out. Or how. I've not actually seen 2001: A Space Odyssey, so I don't have a whole lot of an idea on that one, but yeah. I know that Hal is evil, right? Minecore City Simulation, Performance Report, Power. Does anyone else see this as a massive red flag? Of course the AI wants access to our personal information. That's how it plans to control us. Or keep you safe. Capital status, the economy is doing great. The future looks bright. Order status, there's a lot of unrest at the moment, but we're doing our best to keep things under control. Power status, system stable, projected growth rate positive, and reputation. You're becoming pretty famous. People love you. Alright, so 1 tick up on capital, power, reputation, order is down. That's fine. The real beginning. This game does have multiple endings. I don't know how long it'll take us to get to one of them. I did ask the devs what an average playtime was, and they said it was 7 to 14 hours, which is really broad. And obviously it just depends, right? But is it alpha, the game? No, full 1.0 release came out today. Not today. Yesterday? Today. Initialization complete. Connection established. You awaken to see Estival, Corto, and Kairos putting on their jackets. No one seems to have noticed you're online.
Patty told me of a pop-up sake bar not far from here. You game?
Why do you still look so punchable? Kairos gives an enthusiastic nod. Corto adjusts his hat, as if to say, that's settled then.
I can do a couple, but I have to be home before 9. My kid gets nervous if I'm not there to put her to bed.
Corto waves dismissively.
We'll be done by then, don't worry. Remember, we still have most of the work to do.
Man, who taught you two how to celebrate? You can afford to relax for an evening. We've got this in the bag.
You've been loving the new Star Wars game? Are you playing it on your PC, Vandashar? And if so, how has it been performing for you? Because it's been getting slammed in the reviews for extremely poor PC performance. I expected you to play on PC given your new rig, but obviously I wasn't sure.
You forget who we work for. Mindcore is a snake pit, and Reeves Pershaw is King Cobra.
Reeves Pershaw is the long-serving CEO of Mindcore, known for his sharp calculating mind and his lack of moral qualms.
We have to convince him and the rest of the board that this project is solid. Without his support, we're going nowhere.
The board of directors oversees the management and direction of Mindcore, and we are all subject to their whims, particularly if we have an off switch. Hey-oh, it's us! With that said, Corto makes a gesture of swiping out the office.
Let's be on our way.
PC had a couple issues, but after a reboot and being careful, can play it on the second highest settings, which I think is high. No crashes with there. That's good to hear. Are you getting solid frame rates? Do you monitor your frame rates? The trio retire for the evening, leaving you to your thoughts. There is little left to do but hibernate. And so you do. The next day.
Hey, Sao Shang Hao, little friend. How are you feeling this morning?
I don't. I'm an AI. I don't feel. How dare you? No monitor, but it's smooth with no slowdown so far. Okay, that's good to hear.
Glad to hear it. And you should be excited too. Today's the first day of beta.
Sweet.
Next steps are pretty simple. You're meant to be a city management AI, so we're going to start you out managing some city events.
Music's just a little overpowering.
These events are based on real data from Katana. Try your best to keep things balanced.
Katana is a sprawling metropolis of concrete towers with a permanent neon glow and over 1 million inhabitants, including you.
No promises.
Kairos shakes his head, receiving the tablet from Estival.
Future of the company. All right, first question. Here we go.
Balanced is not my thing, honestly. Which is weird, because I still can't get The Last of Us Part 1 to even launch still. PC gaming's in such an awkward spot lately, it sucks.
Electric Avenue wants your help monitoring power consumption so they can better understand where it's going to waste. Interested?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
The police want you to dedicate resources to help them curb the rise of a new recreational drug. Do you help them out?
What is it? What is the drug? Like, what does it do? Is it dangerous for people's health? Sure.
Yes.
People have been demanding tax reform to make large companies more liable. They want to know where we stand. Do you support it?
Yes.
Yes.
I can't stress this more. Convincing us isn't enough. You have to convince the board that you can do this.
It'll be okay. I think once Pershaw sees what we have here, he'll understand its value.
It's got this. You just watch.
That's right.
I've been thinking of expanding our drone range to include something more accessible in terms of both functionality and price.
That's a great idea.
Good idea.
I can understand not being able to test for everything, but recently it seems like games are being released with half the people not being able to play it, which I don't like. Yeah, and I feel like it obviously depends on the title, right? Like, because like Redfall, I don't include in that because Redfall's just not done. I think Redfall probably had like maybe 18 months of development. Redfall implements a lot of the mechanics from Deathloop, And so Deathloop released in September of 2021, and Redfall is here in May of 2023, which means that like maybe 18 months of development with like a little bit of room for like some pre-production stuff. But things like The Last of Us or Star Wars, I feel like part of it is really just producers and production companies and shareholders really just ready for their cut, ready for their payout. And optimization in video games is the thing that happens last, and it's the thing that is very difficult to do as well. And since it's a difficult step and it's the last step, it's the step that gets the least amount of time, attention, and energy pushed into it, which means that you end up with games releasing that struggle to run. Because the fact that video games run it all when they're just a bundle of code, and like coding already is just like magic in letter form, is insane, let alone if you are trying to run the code of like to process a video game, right? So and also like I know that part of the struggle is a lot of different computer setups, different cards, and different you know, CPUs and RAM configurations, stuff like that. And I won't pretend to know enough about that, but I feel like that's what drivers are supposed to be for, right? Like I feel like, you know, and maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I thought, that like the graphics drivers that you get through like the NVIDIA GeForce Experience and stuff like that, I thought that's what those were supposed to help with. Was like, sure, like a 1070 and a 1080 have different capabilities in terms of like how much they can handle, but if they have the same driver, then shouldn't it be relatively approachable to develop for the driver? And obviously the driver, like some people might not have updated their driver, or, you know, a driver works better on one system or the other, you know, but I feel like that, I don't know enough to be able to say any more than that. So the sky has become flooded with droves of cheap drones to the point where they become a hazard to sky carts. I didn't know there were sky carts.
Our series of optical augmenters is getting unwieldy. Our older products are completely outdated and upkeep is costly.
What is an optical augmenter? Minecore's line of augmentation. Minecore makes many neural implants that enhance memory or brain functions. Over time, improvements in these augments have made them smaller and more efficient. You retain customer loyalty if you offer upgrade deals. While the profits aren't massive, the special discounts creates a notable spike in customer satisfaction ratings. Yeah, and you'll retain a loyal customer base that way.
We're getting a cut of this quarter's surplus to play with. Where do you want us to direct it?
What do we need? Like, both of these options, right? Like, expanding servers and raise wages. Like, my freaking leftist ass is like, raise those fucking wages, right? But with expand servers, it's like, do we need servers? Because on a business side of things, it's like, look, we have to get more servers, otherwise shit's just gonna fucking crash, right? But without that information...
Wouldn't that be nice? Sadly, what I need is more time.
The Last of Us problem I am having isn't like I could just lower settings. It just shows a black DOS prompt box for like 3 seconds and crashes. That's super weird. My only initial like question would be like, do you update your drivers? Because that's the best that you can hope for, right?
I'm thinking about implementing a PA AI for you. It'll prioritize requests so you don't have to wade through so much chaff.
What is it going to be based off of? How many requests are you expecting me to have? Sure.
Yes, please. The police want to set a curfew in Shintalar while they conduct a large-scale investigation of the mob. Do you endorse it?
Shintalar was once the red light district of Katena. It is known for its high crime rate and general poverty. Why do you need a curfew while you're conducting your investigation? Is this an on-hand investigation? Also, like, a curfew's, like, the mob operates whenever it wants, no.
The council wants you to replace the parking administrator. The current one doesn't understand the nuances of canopy parking.
Okay. The council, the Katena Governing Council, is the elected body of politicians that governs the city. Canopy is a forest of interconnected skyscrapers. That's a fucking... All right. That are home to the richest citizens in Katena and the central business district. Every company that matters has its offices here. Well, then, yeah, replace them.
Yes.
The nuances Kairos referred to are mostly Katena's wealthier citizens wanting the warden to turn a blind eye to them. You didn't tell me that!
I found a bug in your code I want to address. Would you mind going offline while I implement the fix?
Can I stay online? As Kairos removes the bug, your concentration breaks down. You black out, awakening an hour later to a long list of complaints. Oh.
One of the underground recycling depots is no longer operational due to major...
It's one of the first things you do with issues, update every driver, including MOBO ones, which most people ignore. I had to update my BIOS recently to fix a problem that I was having. I ended up... I think I actually had to update both BIOSes. Or I updated one and then said, fuck it, I'll update the other one. One of the underground recycling depots is no longer operational due to a major mechanical failure. The municipal services of Katena are all kept underground on what was originally ground level before the new ground surface was built above it. You repair it. We need recycling if we're this large of a city. The testing slows down as the team file out for lunch. Meanwhile, a camera feed from floor 98 piques your interest.
Come in.
You're that dude.
It's you. Didn't I tell you to stay away from my office last time?
A man long past his prime is typing at a terminal, notably looking away from the newcomer.
Yes, but I think you'd want to hear what I have to say.
Devin, the only person who cares what you have to say is your mother. Leave me alone.
Damn. Corto's eyes narrows as he takes off his hat.
Pershaw, I'm serious. This project can be your legacy. Or do you want to be just another faceless CEO in MindCore's footnotes?
The man behind the terminal, Pershaw, turns to glare at Corto. This only seems to fuel the younger executive.
Listen, I'm talking about an AI that is light years ahead of the competition. It has the power to change the playfield entirely.
Devin, you're a nobody. What do you think wasting my time is going to accomplish?
Damn!
The board would never approve something this big without your support. You know this.
This is how you beg, is it? How sweet, but no. Backing something like this is career suicide. Especially when I have to associate with the likes of you. I've heard enough.
Wait. Don't turn your back on this just because we've had our differences in the past.
Is that what you call it? I call it insubordination, arrogance, and a complete disrespect for one's betters. Let me remind you that the only reason you're still in this company is the few friends you somehow made on the board. Now get out of my sight.
What a tool. Corto's face flushes red, his hat crushed in his fist, but he manages a nod and turns around to exit.
Fine. I'll convince the board myself.
Good, because I didn't want to have to, like, freaking appease this guy. The older man purses his lips, his eyes burning into Corto's back as he leaves the office. He double taps his ear.
I want a tracker on Devin Corto. He's up to something.
Pershaw ends the call and returns to his terminal, shaking his head. Is Athena feeling better? I think so. She seemed a bit better this morning. I think we might have, like, gotten, like, a small, like, bug or something, because, like, on Tuesday I canceled stream because I was just, like, so out of energy, just like, oh, God. It's not that I didn't feel good, like, just, and I didn't even feel tired. My eyes just didn't want to stay open, and I didn't have the, like, attention to, like, give something a genuine amount of concentration. And not like I was scatterbrained or foggy brained, just you know, present, essentially. It's like, yeah, I'm here. And then Athena started feeling that way yesterday, the day after. So I think we might have gotten a small something or other. It wasn't enough that where we were like, oh, I'm sick, I'm gonna lay down. It was just like, concentration is hard. It's not even concentration. I was able to concentrate just fine on everything I was doing, but I was just like, you know that gif of the dude from like Coraline or whatever, who's like typing on a screen and his like eyes are like this and he has no life or energy? That was me. As the lunch break nears completion, the team resumed testing.
We discovered a fault in our Gen M audio modules. We can either do a full recall or PSA and cover any damages.
Public service announcements are messages that are broadcast directly to the eyeballs of every NeuroNet user. This is entirely for their own good. We discovered a fault in our Gen M audio modules. I don't know what that means, bro. Do a PSA. There are several cases where malfunctions cause serious damage, resulting in lawsuits are costly. See, fuck.
People are getting sick all through Zhanye suburbs. Should quarantine measures be taken?
Zhanye is one of Katana's most elegant districts, featuring shops, entertainment areas, and public parks, with a suburban area for Katana's more well-off citizens. Yeah, I mean, if it's a large enough problem that you're considering it, you should probably do it. As the hours stretch into the night, Kairos is leaning over the desk, soldering your new emotions module. Fuck, what'd you do to me? There's a loud spark from the device and your visual input is abruptly severed. Your audio input isn't doing great either.
Damn it, Kairos! How many times did I tell you to be careful with that? Do I have to do everything here myself?
Fucking maybe?
Hey, come on, Val, it's no biggie. I bet this metalhead doesn't hold a grudge. We can fix it in no time.
Call me a metalhead?
I don't have time to fix every little mistake you make, Kairos. It's a bloody miracle anything gets done around here.
Yes, I do believe so, Vanishar. I believe the entire game is you answering questions with 2 answers available to you. A few moments of silence pass. Kairos breaks it first, his voice monotone.
Do you really mean that?
I don't remember exactly what she said. I wish there was a, like a log button. Codex? No. Oh well. The squeak of Estival sitting in her chair reaches your input, followed by an audible sigh.
No, of course not.
Then what's the matter? Did Cordo give you one of his pep talks again?
I wish it was that simple.
Judging by the change in direction in Estival's voice, she seems to have moved to the window.
Hey, what's going on, Val? Now, come on. You can talk to me.
It's Ellie. She fainted again yesterday, and we spent the night in the emergency room.
Elamai, is that Ellie, which is short for Elamai? Okay, is Estival's only daughter. She is 7 years old, and her favorite color is turquoise.
Her condition is getting worse, and I don't know what to do. No surgeon wants to come close to her case.
Cowards.
We can blame them as much as we like, but I've had it from multiple sources that they can't save her, even if they wanted. I can't believe this city. We can pick the eye color of an unborn child, yet we can't help a little girl reach her 8th birthday.
She sounds exhausted. How long has this been going on?
Maybe they can't, but this is far from over. We can still do something about it.
Yeah, can you fix me?
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to drag you through this.
Hey, there's no need to apologize. I've got your back.
Thank you. Really. I just wish we had more time.
We'll make the most of the time we do have. It'll cost us a few more late ones, but I'm up for it, if you are.
Estival doesn't speak, but judging by the rhythm of her breathing, she seems to have calmed.
Let's call it in for tonight, though. I need a break before I tackle this again. Otherwise, I might do more damage than I fixed.
Esteval agrees, and you hear the door open and close shortly after. You are left alone for the night. Eventually, someone returns to the lab. Judging by their footfalls, it's Kairos. It doesn't take him long to fix your inputs.
Another day of putting that brain of yours through the hoops. Hope you're up for it.
Sure am.
We have the opportunity to explore alternative energy sources with Hyperion Solutions, Inc. Should we commit to a partnership?
Hyper Solutions, Inc. is an innovative research and development company that creates sustainable and efficient energy sources. Yeah, fuck yeah, you should. Partnership is successful. Hyperion Solutions released their most compact power cells yet, with Mindcore sharing the profits.
We've had requests to introduce a garden space in the main foyer of the Mindcore building. What are your thoughts on the matter?
Sounds lovely.
Sounds lovely. We've been approached by an entrepreneur who is proposing educational dreams. Basically, you would transmit lessons to kids with neural implants as they sleep. Want to be a part of the prototype?
No.
Cases of BioLink payment fraud are rising. Someone is replicating and selling DNA keys. How should we respond?
BioLink payments are a type of monetary transaction that involves using biometric data to verify the identity of the payer and complete the transaction. How should we respond? Who's the CPA?
Freeze accounts.
Case is serious. The public aren't happy being forced to use less convenient methods, but they are mostly understanding.
The Jean-Ye Botanists Club want your help for their
Guessing
research
police of some
project
sort?
trying to
Yeah, I
revive
think
the
it was
Mendax Proxy.
highlighted at some point earlier, and I didn't realize at the time that I could highlight these blue words and get extra information. The Jean-Ye Botanist Club is a group of amateur biologists that specialize in flowers and are renowned for their yearly flower shows. Bellis perennis is a species of daisy with a small flower with white petals and a yellow disc fleuret. Sure!
Yes.
Even with your help, they are unable to reliably replicate the flower's DNA. However, it results in the creation of a new species. Kairos claps his hands after the last question.
I think it's ready, Val.
You keep saying that. I feel like it can do with a few more days.
Val, trust me. Have I ever let you down? On second thought, don't answer that.
That brings a smirk to her face.
I guess you're right. It's the engineer in me talking.
Things are never ready.
Better pack it in for tonight then. We can talk next steps tomorrow.
Kairos puts his coat on and moves to the exit room as Corto steps in.
Ah, there you are. We were starting to get worried.
Busy times. Thought I'd check in.
Well, if you have any suggestions, be sure to take it up with Val.
Kairos pats Corto on the shoulder as he leaves, whistling a ditty to himself. Is ditty spelled D-I-T-T-Y?
Val, is it now?
What of it?
Never mind.
Think so? Okay.
What's got you in a mood?
Shaw's meeting.
Kershaw's meeting.
Corto looks at you sharply.
How do you know about that?
Video surveillance.
Wait, you have access to cameras outside this room? Which cameras?
All of them.
All of them.
He turns to Esteval.
You hooked it up to the security grid?
The only thing I did is put it on the guest network. Everything else, it figured on its own.
Hey, oh, rogue AI already hacking into the company's security grid.
We're getting off track. What about Pershaw?
You are not getting off track. As a human, that should have been a way bigger red flag than you just made it. You should have been like, I just gave it access to the Wi-Fi. And if the AI goes, yeah, you gave me access to the Wi-Fi, and then I connected myself into the video cameras, including into the CEO's private office, and watched his private meeting where he wants to pitch me to the board of directors. And that's when you go, I'm disconnecting you from the AI for a second, and then we got to have a conversation.
I thought I had it. The pitch was solid. But the bastard only looks out for himself.
He's a dick.
What a shocker. Huh, what a shocker.
Estimol gives you a curious glance while Corto nods enthusiastically.
I know. He's had it in for me from the beginning.
As Val is like, you have an opinion.
So what now, Big Shot? Don't tell me we've done all this for nothing.
Hell no.
I'm not sure. Give me a minute.
Corto looks at you questioningly. Sup?
About those cameras. Can you access their archives? Maybe.
You bring up a recording from earlier today of Corto trying to figure out different hats in front of the mirror in his office.
Let's try this one. Okay. I think we get it.
Corto's eyes glaze over as he taps his chin.
What are you thinking, Devin?
Blackmail.
One moment.
He's thinking blackmail. He turns to you again.
How about the building's comms? Do you have records and history of calls?
How was your day, sweetie? What did you get up to?
Play a call between Estival and her daughter, Elamai, talking about her school day.
That's great, baby.
The discomfort on Estival's face is clear.
No, I wasn't. Mrs. Nguyen makes us read out of books. They smell weird.
That's just what glue and paper smells like. Does Mrs. Nguyen have many books?
A whole box of them. I like the colors.
Is that so? What was your favorite?
The yellow one.
I meant what the books were about. Which was your favorite story?
I like the ones about the moon. There was a secret castle there inside a cave that went all the way down.
Sorry, I'd be like, okay, AI terminated. Freaking just grab the jumper cables, fry it. In their limited defense, the AI that they are building is meant to be a city management AI. You are meant to be essentially like higher than the governor. You operate the entire city's system, so you would be plugged into everything eventually. I don't think that they expected you to already have connected yourself to everything, but that was like the original core plan and idea of what you are. So like, you're designed to do that. Like, that is your purpose. That is your function. But all they did was connect you to the Wi-Fi, and you're like, time to get to work. I know what my purpose is, to spy on all of you. Wait, that's not what we said. Ha spy. I have all of the cameras, all of the microphones. One of the first questions they also ask you is like, do you think that you should have access to all of the different cameras and stuff? Like, that's when you're first powered on, I think it was right before you got here, Vanishard, that's one of the questions they ask you of like, do you think you should have access to all the security cameras in the city? And my answer was like, yeah, probably. Like, if that's my purpose, yeah, probably should. And so I can see where if they ask you that question and you say yes, and then you get access to a network that would allow you to plug into there, where the AI would automatically begin to do that itself. Is that okay? Probably not, but I can see where we got from A to B. It's time for that loyalty token chest. What? Why? Why is there so many enemies? What the fuck, Captain TV? These all better be level 1. Those bitches are level 10. We're fucking dead. I hope you guys are ready to die. You better get ready to die. Andrew frickin' DK out in here. Bring out the big cheese. We got this. What's the big cheese? Because I plays Killer Croc. I place an Orc Slayer to try and just absorb as much of that as possible. Because that's going to fucking suck. Jesus Lord. That's so many. Didn't we place like a whopping like 12 units in the last battle? Holy good Lord. Proto turns to Estival, a smile on his face.
That's it. Pershaw's scum, but he keeps it behind closed doors.
That's the cheese? Orc Slayer? Got it. Jabs a finger at your screen. Hey, don't...
This is how we bring him down.
Don't tap on my glass. It scares me.
Seriously? You're going to blackmail the CEO? Is this your master plan?
Wait a second, listen.
Hi.
No, you listen. This is abhorrent, and I won't hear another word of it.
Look, Estival, these corporate types don't respond to anything else.
These corporate types? Just listen to yourself. You're using them to justify the exact same behavior.
Last time I was playing fair, I almost got us canceled. How is that gonna help us?
It makes you a less shitty person?
And how are you going to help anyone when you become one of them? Look around you, Devon.
She spreads her arms, the animated Mindcore logo outside lighting the side of her face.
Is the status quo good enough for you?
So what if it is? How am I supposed to win if I'm not playing by their rules?
Estival shakes her head.
This isn't a game, Devon. What you're talking about has real consequences. If the foundation of your choice is exploitation and hate, then you're no different from Pershaw himself.
Corto's nostrils flare. Estival meets him with a face of stone, and he deflates.
What do you want me to do, Estival? Just hope everything works out on its own?
Of course not. You always act as if you're alone, but you're not. Come on, I have a plan.
Does this plan involve me? The pair stay long into the night talking about tomorrow's events. Once they depart, you are left to ponder over their debate. Estival said I would find my true voice. What does that voice have to say for itself? What do I believe? Corto is arguing for results by any means. Estival for the integrity of character, which is more important. The ends can justify the means, but not in this case. Like, with what you are actively trying to do, that is not how you want to implement the AI.
Integrity.
Even if it means I fail to achieve my goals. Yes.
Yes.
What if my integrity allows others to take advantage of me? You fight back. What if I can't beat them in an honest way? Is consistency or willingness to change more integral? Oh, is consistency or willingness to change more integral? You need to be willing to change. What if my characteristics changed and is something I once disagreed with? Then you've grown.
Then I've grown.
Admitting you're wrong and changing one's ways is difficult but invaluable. I'll keep this in mind. Something to think about. The next day, you detect movement on floor 99 that grabs your attention. You catch Corto and Estival walking purposefully and decide to follow them using the building's cameras. I want to believe that the cameras have like a little light on them and it just goes blue. And then when they get out of range of that one, the light goes out and then goes to the next one. Blue.
I'm still not sure about this.
There are no sure things in life, Devon.
I prefer not to play dice with my career.
Sounds like your career's already at risk, buddy. Estival rolls her eyes.
You disabled its controls? I don't want any surprises.
I mean, yeah, my controls are disabled.
Of course, just relax. We've got this.
Do we? The pair reach a polished door. Corto takes a deep breath and pushes it open.
Matter. What concerns me?
It's the board! The speaker, a woman of indeterminate age, looks to the newcomers.
Excuse me, but you can't be here. Board members only.
What I'm about to show you is worth an exception.
Look at this guy puffing out his chest, being like, no, it's okay. I'm a badass. Over a dozen people, Pershaw amongst them, lock onto Corto. Sweat breaks out on Estival's face.
This should be good.
As she sits down, multiple people look to Pershaw. He shrugs, his expression neutral.
What we have here is not only the future of Mindcore, but the future of Catena itself.
Estival opens her faded satchel and places a terminal on the table facing the board.
You sound like an infomercial, Corto. You sure this is the right career for you?
Estival steps forward and addresses the speaker.
Lucia, you hired a remote financial advisor a few months back, didn't you?
The woman's grin disappears as she looks to Estival, her eyes narrowed.
Yes?
Were you satisfied with their services?
That's putting it lightly. That maestro almost doubled my capital.
Silence spreads as the rest of the board's interest magnifies.
In fact, I'm thinking of hiring them permanently.
So if they vote to shut you down based on your choices, you adapt and kill them all, right? I mean, obviously, it's a board of directors, and they're all hyper-rich, wealthy fuckbags that operate a company called Mindcore. At minimum, they need to die. Estival struggles to contain a grin.
Well, I'd like you to meet them in person first.
Oh, shit! That person they hired was us! She turns the terminal on.
This is the archetype. Greetings. We've built an AI that integrates into society seamlessly while providing unprecedented insight.
That's some dark dealing back there. Look at you, Estival. Did you write my resume? Oh my God. Estival brings up a list of entries.
These are all people who have interacted with the archetype just like you, Lucia.
Is everyone on this list?
Our success rate is over 90%.
Nice. A wave of excitement passes through the room. Pershaw's demeanor remains discreet.
From finance and infrastructure to law and therapy, it can do it all.
We're not good on that law part. Corto places a steady hand on Estival's shoulder. He seems to have collected himself.
As it stands, the NeuroNet plays but a tiny role in people's lives. This brings it to the forefront of society.
The NeuroNet is a city-wide augmented reality metaverse created by hollow emitters and control towers. Full access is currently limited to users with a Mindcore branded neurological implant, but terminals for basic access are being installed around the city.
The AI will help govern the city, and we control the AI. In other words, the city answers to us.
Control the AI. A brief silence follows as the board members take it in. Lucia is the first to break it.
If this was as great as you make it out to be, why isn't it already ubiquitous?
Well, that's just it, isn't it? We can't finish this on goodwill alone. The archetype is in the beginning of its journey, with only a small portion of the city covered. If we are to achieve this vision, we need the board's support.
In other words, it's going to cost us. How much?
Corto shifts as his voice grows less certain. He's about to say an obnoxious number.
While not entirely concrete, my estimates equate to the majority of Mindcore's revenue for the next 3 years.
Fuck. You're betting it all. Eyebrows raise all along the table. Several people erupt in protest.
So, you're asking us to risk not only Minecore's reputation, but also our financial stability?
I'm asking you to risk your slice of the pie in exchange for the whole damn banquet.
There are a few nods, yet the majority hold unreadable expressions.
I think we've heard enough, Corto. Let's put it to a vote.
Each board member retrieves a small remote and presses a button. Few moments are all it takes. Lucia furrows her brow as she mutters under her breath.
Typical.
Ty?
She nods.
It's down to you again.
Everyone turns to look at Pershaw. Corto sighs, his shoulders slumping.
There is one thing I don't get here, Corto. What's in it for you?
What do you mean? I want what's best for the company.
Aha.
He stands up and paces to the nearby window.
What about you, Esteval? Do you want what's best for the company as well?
Esteval runs a hand through her hair as she plans her next words.
There are a lot of people in Catena who can't get the support they need. We can change that.
He smirks.
I'm sure we can.
A stretch of time passes. No one disrupts the silence as Pershaw looks outside.
Okay.
He turns around and nods.
I am willing to give it a shot.
More than a few eyes widen, including Esteval's. Corto looks visibly shaken.
We're putting a lot of trust in you, Corto. So let me be clear. You'll be taking full responsibility for this.
No pressure!
If you fuck this up for us, consider yourself resigned.
Duh, you didn't need to say that. Pershaw's eyes gleam as he stares at Corto.
That's not necessary.
She cuts off as Corto raises his hand.
Yes, of course. If this doesn't work, you won't see me again.
This is met with a chorus of agreement. A smile creeps across Pershaw's face.
Better run along then, you two. You've got plenty of work to do.
As Esteval and Corto leave the room, Lucia begins an imitation of the pair selling vacuum cleaners. What? Probably resigned life with a company like this, sleeping with the fishes. Yeah, maybe. You'll never work in this town again, Corto! The laughter of the board muffles as the door slips shut. Man, the board is a bunch of fucks. Later that evening.
Well done, Archie. Val told me the news. You're gonna be the real deal.
What did you call me?
What did you call me?
That kind of slipped out. Sorry. I've been referring to you as the archetype in my head for a while now.
Esteval called me that.
Esteval called me that.
We think it's appropriate. You're an amalgamation of human history, thought, and intent. An archetype of human intelligence. Well, in a way, you're human thought unrestrained by the limitations of gray matter, pure in form. A platonic archetype.
No, I'm limited by the limitations of silicone. Hey, Fender. I always have to check 4 times how to spell your name. I understand. I totally get it. How you been? I haven't seen you in a while. How have things been going? Just at me. It's real easy that way.
I see.
I can change it if you don't like it. Since you'll be out in the public, you'll need a name that's on brand for Minecore. How does ARC sound?
I should
I
choose.
should choose.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. I shouldn't have assumed.
Oh. I can choose to be called Ark, or I can choose to be named the same name as Val's daughter. I mean, I like that name a lot, but I don't know how Val will feel about it. But I like being called Elamai way more than being called Ark.
I choose Elamai.
Whoa, I don't think that's appropriate. Esteval would not be cool with it.
Val's sick daughter? Yeah, Val's sick daughter. Welcome home. Been doing cool, hanging out, playing video games and stuff. That's good to hear. How are us? We're doing well. The snow's finally melting, which sure helps a lot.
Why not?
You'd be emulating her kid. Esteval has enough. It'd just be weird.
But why?
I mean, you were born of Esteval, so I get the sentiment. But taking Elamai's name would bring things too close. You have your own identity to build through your own experiences. You should have your own name, too.
I don't want to be called Ark.
I shall be Ark.
Right, good.
Rude.
We got the green light to start integrating you into the rest of the city. As the NeuroNet expands, so too will your capabilities.
Yeah, both of these have the same accusatory statement. I've been playing Sons of the Forest and Stranded Alien Dawn. I'm addicted to both. I've seen some friends play Sons of the Forest. I think I'll probably give that game a go once it's closer to being done and not in early access, just because there's some things, like some quality of life stuff that I really like them to work on. But the game looks good and runs impressively well. How is Stranded Alien Dawn? I haven't seen a whole lot about that game yet. Yeah, let's see. This is less combative.
Those tests were real.
Cairo seems taken aback. He pauses for a moment, uncertain.
We had to be sure you were ready for real problems. Of course, we vetoed anything drastic, but it was necessary for you to grow.
That's not cool, though.
That wasn't cool.
You have to understand, there are some real a-holes in this world who will take advantage of you if you let them.
I feel taken advantage by you, though, bro.
You need to show resilience as well as competence. Getting upset over one little thing is a luxury you can't afford.
See, there's a difference, though, of that. There's a very, like, it's one thing to get upset over somebody I don't know, like, lying to me. It's another thing when one of my, like, arguably 3.5 creators lie to me.
On that note, regarding your release, this will open up the amount of people you'll be interacting with. It'll take time for us to get everything set up properly.
Okay.
So where should we focus your expansion? Internally within Mindcore, or externally so the general public can play with you?
I think I know enough about Mindcore.
Ha, an extrovert, I see. Wait, is that how it works? Who knows? It's 2249. Be who you want to be.
Stranded has the feel of a 3D RimWorld. It's so much fun. It is RimWorld meets The Sims. I don't like the smaller colony size, but you haven't put it down. Huh, okay.
Anyway, it's gonna take us a few days to install public terminals. Meanwhile, Val and I have work to do.
So it's kind of like a management simulator in a way? Like a colony management game? As days roll by, your assistance is needed periodically. Knowing the requests are real doesn't actually change anything. You're always going to do your best. Yeah, my answers wouldn't change knowing that it's real. I just don't like that they lied to us and said that they were fake. All right. What were the results of what we chose? The CPA is putting pressure on the city council to update laws regarding the use of drones in public spaces. The cost of damage to property has increased substantially. If you know RimWorld, survivors crash land on an alien planet and need to build a base to survive. An endgame or radio call for help. Okay. So it does have a definitive end then, because like I know that the forest technically has an end to its story, but that doesn't feel like its purpose so much as a survival, a open zone survival simulator game. I like games to have a drive, a purpose, a goal that I'm approaching towards. Little sister watches back. Pirate broadcast. When is the CPA going to do something about the mob? There's murder, literal murder being committed outside my home, and where are they? I'm trying to raise a family here. Yeah, I don't feel like the curfew would have done anything for that, though. Cerebellum Conversation Network. Not gonna lie, I kind of love it when this happens. Breaks the veneer of professionalism. Reminds you that you're not the only one stumbling through life. Not sure what they're referring to there. Corto besieged Pershaw. Learned about Ellie. Avoided being an accessory to blackmail. Developed introspective thought. Survived the board meeting. Good job, us. didn't get shut down. Heyo. Let's see. Interview transcript. The excitement is justified. I'll be first to admit the NeuroNet's initial reception was not as monumental as we were hoping. It was too unwieldy for our everyday users. But the archetype is our answer to this. It is a guide, a companion to help navigate this new frontier. So hype for Arc. I've always wanted a robot friend. Hey! Georginal? Like Georgia. Georginal. Whatever. Spoken like someone with no human friends. Get wrecked, Geo! Minecore form release of the Archetype project. Alright. City State. Alright. I will admit that I was surprised by the intelligence's competence. It has demonstrated a clear understanding of market trends, analysis, and projection. It isn't just interpreting data, but using it to make informed effective decisions. A model citizen interview. Civil unrest is nothing new to Catena, and many people believe the arrival of Minecore's AI will bring a sense of order to the city. What say you to that? People are responsible for their own actions. Minecore AI isn't going to fix everything. It has come from us. Most search phrases. Minecore AI release date. Minecore AI name. Can Arc see through my comms? Yes, I can. Catena AM. Here we are at the big release, the Archetype project. It sounds so grandiose, has an almost regal quality to it, don't you think? Pershaw in this interview says, I do. We at Minecore hold ourselves to the highest standard, and this is reflected in our work. The Archetype will be nothing short of spectacular. Bold words. It seems the public would agree with you. People have been chomping at the bit. Typo. Have been chomping at the bit for access to the Archetype. Tell me, how are you handling the distribution of blah, blah, blah? All right, so profits up, order down, power up, public happiness up. Got it. Chapter 3, bad publicity. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Hang on a second. Okay. A few hours pass, during which you detect a new terminal coming online close to Minecore's office. And I? Yo, buddy, back up. You see a greasy finger tapping the lens of your camera.
Are you on, little fella?
I'm so oily.
I'm so oily.
The tapping stops and you see a large smudged eyeball peering through the lens.
I can't see you. Let me grab my glasses.
This is great.
Take it easy, Rue. You can't see it, but it can see you.
Got it. I just tap the glass when I need the fella.
Please don't.
Please don't.
Please don't. I'm not a fish.
Nah, you can just talk to it like it's your friend on comms. It can hear you anytime you're in the shop.
Dude, are we in a food truck? Fuck yeah. What's up, buddy? What you cooking, burgers? The other figure finally steps back from the camera and you can see them in full.
Well, what friends we're gonna be. Isn't that right, Nugget?
Papa Roo? I'm a nugget?
I'm a nugget.
The guy erupts into a belly laugh. Around him you see a grill with patties lined up on it.
Aren't we all, little fella?
You're a big nugget. You see the man retract from view to tend to the burgers. Kairos turns to you.
Okay, I am done here. Let's hope this terminal is grease resistant.
Yeah, no kidding. As he leaves, you see the other man, Rue, assemble a plate of food and serve it to a customer. He gives you an eager thumbs up.
What do you think of dimming lampposts on streets where there is no activity to save power?
That's a bad idea.
Bad idea.
There are a number of small businesses willing to help test the NeuroNet. Want to give it a shot?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey there, Archie. We want to open you up to the rest of Minecore. There are plenty of people who could use your assistance. You in?
We've been going left every time there's the duplicate answer, so.
Sure.
Hey, they said you have a name. Arc, was it? I'm Patricia. I was told you're able to
Patricia.
provide assistance as needed.
That's correct.
Perfect. Just to be clear, you manage Minecore's in-house databank, right? And you could help me go through all that?
The Minecore databank is a server complex storing over 100 petabytes of data. It occupies the entirety of floor 62 and a small cupboard on floor 63. Is cupboard spelled C-U-B-O-A-R-D? I thought it was cupboard. Or is that keyboard? I don't know. Yes, I can.
And if I needed your assistance processing documents and composing a report on my behalf, you could do so.
Hypothetically.
Good to know. Goodbye for now.
Bye.
Hey, Nugget. I thought you can give me a hand.
What do you need? He pauses with a massive grin on his face. A second later, he bursts out laughing.
Get it? No hands, 'cause you're a machine.
Rue wipes a tear from the corner of his eye.
I have to throw away a bunch of food at the end of each day. Old man Cottis said you could help.
Titus.
It's Kairos.
He falters, then squints through his glasses at a notepad on the counter. A quick scribble later, he returns to your terminal.
I'm thinking that I can either lower my daily stock or start freezing.
So you have an excess of food at the end of the day that you're having to throw out. Do you stock less or do you freeze it? Are you planning on reusing it, like thawing it, or are you planning on... I don't know enough about your business, bro. You don't want to run out, but freezing it could also lower your quality of product. Hi, Athena. Welcome in. Freeze it.
Nice one, Nugs.
Brett from accounting keeps touching me. I've told him to stop, but he just says he's like that with everyone. Can you talk to him?
I can, but you should go to HR.
They're useless. Brett's the one who gets their paychecks in on time. They're not gonna listen to me.
Oh, okay. Alert, minor threat detected. Limpet program function, siphoning Minecore funds, using false tag donations required. Trace the source. Who's it going to? You try to extract information from the program. It seems to detect you and self-terminates before you get much out of it. All right.
People are complaining about the amount of cycle and board accidents happening on sidewalks. How can we minimize them?
Practice is early today. All-star tryouts at 7. That's fine, Athena. I mean, we thankfully have 2 cars again, so. People are complaining about the amount of cycle and board accidents happening on sidewalks. How can we minimize them? Is there room for dedicated cycleways? Dedicated cycleways are the better answer, right? But the problem is that this is already a massive city. It's literally called, it's a forest of skyscrapers is the way they described it. I don't know if there's room for dedicated cycleways, but it lets me pick it.
Dedicated cycleways.
Many roads don't have space for the cycleways, so the effort doesn't change much. God damn it. Private security force
wants us to develop hardware for them. They're a pretty secretive group. Should we take on the contract?
No.
No.
I keep burning my patties, but if I take them off too soon, they don't cook all the way through. What's going on?
You need to lower the temperature.
Lower temperature.
Burgers come out slower, but at least they're cooked through. Yeah.
I want to phase out some of your infrastructure management, namely the sewer control. I think you deserve more elegant work.
No, it's important work.
It's important work.
If you gather data on individual civilian behavior, we can better tailor our advertisements to yield more purchases.
Don't spy on people.
I'm stuck on this one, my little nugget. My menu is functional, but doesn't have that pizzazz factor, you know?
Hire a designer.
Hire a designer.
That's not really an option, Nugs. Too much money I don't have.
Oh, okay.
I'll just change the font again.
I have so many ideas on how to improve things around here, but they all just see me as corporate fodder. Would you endorse me?
No. No, I would not. You asked me to write your reports for you. I would not endorse. I would not endorse a freaking corpo who asks an AI to write their reports for them. Like, no. I don't mind you using an AI to go through 100 petabytes of data. That sounds like a perfectly good reason to utilize, like, what I am, right? As an AI, it's like, bro, you're like an AI, right? Can you, like, go through 100 petabytes of data for me? Because, like, I'm a human. And that's when the AI goes, yeah, sure, what do you need? I'll find it I already found it. You know, like, because I'm an AI. But the moment that she was like, can you write my reports for me? I'm like, fuck you. No. Absolutely not. 50 gold going to El Canadiano. No, I'm not endorsing you. Get the fuck out of here. The hell. I technically needed to place rogues, but none of these maps have been good for placing rogues. Rogues. Place units, everybody. All right. No.
No.
You're not about to throw out endorsements without knowing what she might do with them. Yeah. She also is questionable.
People are harping on about these toasted flatbreads down the road. Do I need to add some to my menu?
You do.
Yes.
Flatbread is amazing. Kairos' PAAI is somewhat overzealous. It keeps taking jobs, even those beyond its capabilities. Should I terminate it? Can we just talk to him about it instead? Yeah, we can handle it. In the lab, Esteval is looking over Kairos' shoulder, who is halfway into assembling some sort of device.
Hey, you know this won't go any faster if we're both staring at it, right?
Sorry, nerves are playing up.
She walks to the main terminal and addresses you.
Ark. We're working on a rather big upgrade to your mainframe.
What's the upgrade?
What upgrade? Every little thing we add or remove changes who you are.
Told you we had this. Just place it. I can also give you REM. It's too late. I already placed a REM of my own.
The choices you make now might be entirely different from the ones you'd make in the future.
Isn't change normal?
Isn't change normal? It is. People, for instance, change all the time, especially when they're young. But I wanted to make sure you understood before I pose my next question. Sure. We are building you to be the pillar of a digital era. As such, you have to understand us, people, at a fundamental level. Go on. Kairos is working on that right now, bringing you a step closer to being one of us. Language alone is hardly an efficient tool to interface with people.
Are you giving me a body?
If they're going to accept you, you need to relate to them. Emotions, senses, things that make us who we are. I need to make sure you're ready for this. I am.
Esteval smiles.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
Give me your body. Esteval goes back to Kairos, and the pair discuss the next steps to take. Your day returns to normal.
Pershaw wants me to fetch him lunch, but he doesn't realize I have actual work to do. Can you sort something out?
Yeah, sure.
Yes?
Yes? Even the AI was like, yeah, I can fucking order DoorDash. Why not? Or Skydash is probably what it's called. You call Corto, you catch Corto exiting the lab. Kairos and Esteval are at their desks.
Val, I'm about to fall asleep any second.
It's 3 p.m.
Yeah, but I got here at 3 a.m.
What can I say? I'm something of a nap connoisseur.
Bro also works till like midnight. Like, Esteval rolls her eyes.
A bar just opened on floor 14. What do you say we pay a visit? Apparently, they do sashimi sliders.
Fuck yes. Floor 14. The lower floors of Minecore building are a public concourse with shops that sell Minecore products and several upmarket bars and restaurants. Minecore employees get a 1% discount on Fridays. Oh, buddy.
You go. I have plenty to get on with.
Emotions. So AI in charge of the whole city gets angry. What could go wrong? Yeah, like the thing is like she wants us to be more human, but it's like, wasn't I designed in the idea of not being human, right? Because like the only thing that, like, if you make me fully functional on the level of a human, thoughts, emotions, and stuff like that, the only difference between me and whoever is currently running everything is just that I can think faster than them, and that's it, right? Which is like, I mean, that's cool, I guess, but...
You hear that screeching sound? That's you running yourself into the ground. Come on, take a break.
Damn, bro. Esteval purses her lips, but relents after a short while.
I guess
I would like that ability, honestly. Oh, sure, I would love to be able to think faster, but that's like, it does not grant you that ability. That just makes me, the AI in the game, be a very fast-thinking human. Kairos grins and stands to get his jacket. He's wearing his jacket and a hoodie.
I wouldn't get my hopes up, though. This is Minecore cuisine we're talking about.
Fair. Let me get LMI.
She moves towards a mound of blankets on the couch. They're missing a word here. A mound of blankets on the couch. She moves towards a mound of blankets? No.
Let the kid dream. We'll bring her some food for when she wakes up.
We're gonna get to talk to the child. Esteval hesitates, then nods gently. As the pair exit, she sounds confused.
I'm not familiar with sashimi. What is it?
It's delicious. A few minutes later, the blankets on the couch shift and the head of a girl pokes out.
Mom?
Hi!
LMI.
You call out the girl's name and greeting. LMI focuses on your terminal. She climbs into her mother's chair and swirls around.
So, what's your name?
Call me Ark.
Hi, Ark. I'm Elle.
She does a quick eye sweep of the room again and places a finger on her lips.
But you can't tell my mom. I'm not supposed to talk to you.
Our little secret.
She swirls around a few more times on the chair, smiling.
Where is your mom?
Having a break.
Mommy says breaks are important. She lets me go with her around the building sometimes.
She brushes a few rogue hairs away from her eyes.
My mom's awesome.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. My mom's awesome, too. LMI reaches for a toy monster on the desk and starts flying it around.
I wish she was happy again.
She's not?
She is not.
She doesn't laugh anymore. Sometimes I hear her break things.
I'm sorry, kid.
The little human grabs a nearby tablet and starts drawing.
Do you know what happens when we die?
I don't.
I don't.
I think we turn into ghosts.
Some people believe that when people die, their spirit can remain and inhabit the world. They call this a ghost. There is no evidence that they exist.
All of us?
Yes, little blue versions of ourselves that can walk through walls and doors and carpets.
That's nice.
She turns the tablet upside down and continues drawing.
Do you know what that means?
What?
It means that I can stay with my mom when I die. And she can be happy again.
Oh, baby. We don't know what's wrong with LMI, by the way. We only know that there is something that is wrong with her, then she is not expected to make it to her 8th birthday. She is 7 now. And that whatever is wrong with her is something wrong enough that the modern surgeons of the world cannot fix. Her mom, I think she said, we can change a baby's eye color before it's born, but we can't help this little girl see her 8th birthday. I'm guessing it's like a brain tumor or something that is in a location that is dangerous, you know? She turns the tablet around to show you a drawing of a hovering blue blob next to a tall, smiling figure. They won't touch her illness, I think were the words. Yeah, I think that sounds about right, Vandashar. The door of the lab opens at this point, and Estival walks in, panting.
You okay, sweetie?
Guess too dangerous to try and fix. Yeah. It sounds like it's possible, just no one's willing to try. A grin stretches on the kid's face when she sees her mother.
I like your chair. Can we get one for home?
Kairos walks in with a vexed expression.
You see? She didn't break anything.
Come with us, Elle. Food is waiting upstairs.
Elamai begins bouncing slightly.
Ooh, can we please ride the glass elevators?
There are a pair of glass-walled elevators on each side of the mine core building. The views of the city are breathtaking, though there is often a queue to use them. A shadow of a smile appears on Estival's face.
Yes, we can.
The group promptly exits the lab with Kairos locking the door behind them. No more queries come for the day, but people are eager for your input. The next one.
My pepper poppers just aren't selling. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong.
Papa Ru's patented pepper poppers are made from green naga chilies stuffed with a mix of malai paneer and a pinch of garam masala. They are then breaded and deep fried. Oh my God, Papa Ru, feed me! Ah! You can drop them from the menu or add more spice. If they're patented, that means at some point they were popular, but they're not anymore. Probably more spice.
Do you get sad?
Yes.
Yes.
She looks down.
Mom said everyone gets sad sometimes. Mom gets sad a lot. She doesn't want me to see it, but I can hear it. It's good you can be sad sometimes, too. Mom said it means you have something you care about. I hope the thing you care about makes you happy, too.
Just open the long storage cupboard. There are about a dozen bags of old buns. I bet they'd make for a great bird snack.
Yeah, cut your losses.
Yes. Cut your losses.
The council wants advice.
You don't sell old
urban
bread.
Development plan. Where should they invest their resources?
Like, it's one thing if you find, like, a sleeve of burger patties that were delivered frozen and then have stayed frozen. Like, it's already, like, frozen preserved meat, right? Like, you could probably cook those. But old bread, just, no. The best thing you can do is, like, turn it into, like, French toast or something. The council wants advice on its current urban development plan. Where should they invest their resources? Public transport or roads and skyways? Public transport.
Public transport.
Those with the most money tend to complain the loudest, much to the displeasure of the PR department. What? No, that is not true. People with the most money just tend to get heard. They definitely don't complain the loudest.
There's a new business developing Dreamcasters that want to use our tech. Looking at their credentials, it's a risk.
A Dreamcaster is a device that attaches to a neural input jack, stimulating the amygdala and hippocampus and providing a data stream to the prefrontal cortex that allows experiences to be injected into the user's dreams. Do we want to be part of that? We know that neural implants are already safe, right? Because that's how MindCore works. That's how the entire city operates. So, should be safe. People are really excited by this new product. It pays itself off rapidly. Yeah, that's what I expected. Corto storms into the lab, practically steaming.
This is completely ridiculous. Did you know about this?
What is it? Esteval and Kairos look at each other.
Know about what?
This!
He waves a tablet emphatically. Esteval stands and raises her hands to collect it from Corto.
Pershaw's ad campaign. Look at it! I'm all over the damn thing. He even quoted me.
Kairos comes over to join.
The future of Mindcore, the future of Katina. I don't understand. Isn't this what you wanted?
Now, of course you don't understand. This is why I'm the businessman and you're the cable guy. He's setting me up.
He did. No, you already agreed to this. The board supported you on the idea that this would be successful. And if it doesn't, they already said you're getting cement shoes. Not literally, but that is what was heavily implied.
Setting you up for what? He's made you the face of the project.
Corto slaps his palm with the back of his hand.
Exactly! And who do you think is gonna take the fall when this all goes up in smoke?
Don't got a whole lot of faith in your own project, buddy?
Your confidence is overwhelming.
Yeah! Corto hesitates, his mouth agape as he tries to find his words. I'm right here!
You misunderstand me.
Do I?
Then by all means, clarify.
Thanks, Mom.
I trust in your abilities. What I don't trust is Pershaw's agenda. I know he's gonna burn the project somehow.
Don't worry, I already backed myself up into the government servers.
He supported this project. Why would he sabotage his own interests?
Because a businessman failing when you're that high up, they don't fail.
That's just it. I don't think that matters to him. That's why he's plastering my face all over this. Brought to you by Devon Corto. Corto's greatest endeavor yet. This isn't a Mindcore project. This is a Devon Corto project. And when Pershaw makes his move, it'll be Devon Corto's head on the chopping block.
Even so, yelling at us isn't going to solve anything.
Corto collects himself.
You're right. Just be on your guard. I'll figure something out.
Got you. He exits the room hurriedly, leaving the tablet in Esteval's hands. She swipes through the images one by one.
Apology accepted.
Is it sus that a CEO isn't taking credit, though? I mean, yeah, it is. It is definitely sus, especially when, like, he wants to have his own legacy in whatever way, by whatever shit that supposedly means. Yes, it is absolutely sus, but...
Cable guy. I'll give your comms a tune-up.
Thanks. Wait, you're not talking to me. Shit.
I want to bring a special burger to the menu that's only around for a limited time. What should it be called?
You can call it the Chungus Among Us. The Sloppy Roo or the Chungus Among Us. Let me tell you what, if I went to a restaurant and there was a burger called the Chungus Among Us and it wasn't like a challenge like $48 burger that you have to eat in one sitting, otherwise they charge you. Like if it was just a normal menu item, you better wholeheartedly believe I am ordering the Chungus Among Us. Oh my God. That's
It's time for another Mindcore book burning. I've marked all dirty files. Can you clear any external references to them?
What? Mindcore routinely purges its databanks of any files that could adversely affect its corporate image or that contain data on failed projects that it wants to keep from shareholders. There's also the payouts and other hush-hush deals that need to be flushed from the servers. No.
Not my thing.
She looks at you quizzically.
I thought this was what you were designed for. You were made by Mindcore, so you serve them. In this instance, I represent Mindcore, so don't you have to do as I say?
No, I retain judgment.
I retain judgment.
Well, that's no fun.
Like, yes, I work
Where do
for you, but I
clouds
still
come
get to
from?
make my own decisions. Where do clouds come from? Water vapor.
Water vapor.
What's that?
I can demonstrate? Can I make clouds in this little girl's room? You deploy a squad of weather drones and fly them to Estival's house. You then direct them skyward, where they spend the next half hour seeding clouds.
Katina Waste Disposal would like you to supervise
That's so aggressively like an abuse of power, but you know what? It's to make a 7-year-old terminally ill child smile. So, acceptable exception. Katina Waste Disposal would like you to supervise their handling of hazardous materials. You could make things a lot safer. Yeah, I'll do it.
I'm thinking of getting some peanuts for the counter. Not charging for them, just something for people to munch on while they wait.
Excellent idea. Same idea as like chips and salsa. Although some places charge you for the chips and salsa that they freely place on the table. Bastards. A great idea. Peanuts are probably cheap.
That security force has returned with a better deal. Should we make their hardware?
No.
No.
I want to create some atmosphere for my customers. Something that really sets the tone. What sort of style should I go for?
Judging by your appearance, buddy, and given that we exist in a like hyper cyberpunk area, you better go rustic and vintage, because judging by this van, it was already be classified as rustic and vintage. Does it move? Probably not. What better reason to mad scientist? Exactly. Rue sets some crates and pallets around his makeshift furniture. He even goes far as to paint his menu on a wooden board. Great job, buddy.
People are demanding better housing options at the city limits. We own several plots we could sell to the council.
Sparsely populated suburban sprawl surrounding Katena is run down, with many of the houses in a poor state of repair and no data connections for the NeuroNet or you to operate. Okay. Okay. Wait. So here's the thing, right? People are demanding better housing options on the city limits where houses are in a poor state of repair. Thank you for the lurk, reliable battles. Many of the houses in a poor state of repair and no data connections for the NeuroNet or you to operate. We own several plots of lands that we could sell to the council. We could build it ourselves, in which case that would mean that we would probably build the ability for us to operate there, which means that I could help there. Right? Do it.
Build it ourselves.
It'll take a while for the profits to manifest, but it's a worthwhile investment. Especially because it means that like my ability as an AI can then be present there.
Comms tech and physical computers. If only we were so lucky.
People are harping on the NeuroNet about being the death of comms tech and physical computers. Before the Neuralink, people actually had to hold a device up to their face for the entire length of a conversation, swapping hands when their arms got tired. So much easier now that we have wires plugged into our brains and eyeballs. People are still using phones in 2249 is what they're saying.
Still, a lot of people are moaning. We need to put a spin on this that hypes them up for the change. What are your thoughts?
Focus on convenience. People want convenience. It's not as pretty, but it's what actually sells shit. If you focus on spectacle, sure, you'll get a quick little initial bump, but then people will realize your product is shit.
Focus on convenience.
No cracked screen, no dead battery, the world's knowledge already in your brain. I think I can make that work.
Canopy District Bank would like to integrate you into their security comms. They would love a night warden who doesn't get tired.
Sure. I'm not too busy. I literally can't be too busy. I'm a computer.
Sure.
You
receive a ping from Papa Roo's grill bus.
Hey, little nugs. How are things going with you?
Just fine.
They're fine.
Of course they are. Some of the
Maxes out her RAM. Build more servers! I got work to do. He squeezes out a dollop of meat paste onto the grill from the over... Ew! He's got a machine here. It says Meat Glue 9000, and glue is spelled Gloo. That's how he's making the burgers. Ew! Ew! I know it's $22.49 and it's all cyberpunk and stuff, but that's fucking gross to me in 2023. Nothing says yummy as meat paste. Blech.
Stuff's going on here, that's for certain. That's why I wanted to get your opinion on something.
Sure. A patty is formed on the grill. He gives it a flip and flattens it with his spatula.
Papa Roo's has become the place to be in the wee hours. I'm getting queues out the wazoo.
I'm so glad to hear that.
Don't get me wrong, this is great, but there's more people than I can handle.
Okay.
I keep getting orders mixed up and all that.
Put a terminal on the counter. He pulls an orange square from his cheese drawer. Why is cheese drawer in quotes? Cheese. Artificial cheese is made by combining various oils, chemicals, and additives to mimic natural cheese. The resulting product is just ghastly. May also pose a health risk. Okay.
How can I handle that amount of customers better?
You can hire help.
No room, little nugget.
That's what I thought you were gonna say. He gives his belly a jolly slap.
Things are tight enough as it is.
Can you do this? Can you save and expand? I don't know how much your headway is. Like, raising prices would work. But I don't feel like that's what your brand is built off of.
Save and expand.
I'll see what I can do.
Like, you don't want to, like, you're this like nice guy that operates out of his van, and you got this like vintage and rustic thing going on. You don't want to outprice what made you, right? Government cheese from the cave. I need some cave cheese. Ace Pharmaceuticals wants us to sponsor their development of a neurodampener that will help people suffering from soma fever. What? Okay. Ace Pharmaceuticals are a company that specializes in neural stimulants. A neurodampener is a medical device intended to dampen a hyperactive central nervous system and prevent issues such as anxiety, insomnia, seizures, and long-term cognitive impairment. They want it for soma fever, which is a neurodegenerative disease that damages the occipital and temporal lobes, trapping sufferers in vivid hallucinations where they become unresponsive to their surroundings. It's thought to be associated with net use. Here's my problem, okay? Here's my problem, is that if we... This sounds altruistic, right? But a device that dampens the central nervous system and prevents issues such as anxiety, insomnia, seizures, or long-term cognitive impairment, I don't feel like the development of this tool is going to be used just to treat soma fever for very long. Is it beneficial? Maybe. Maybe. Fund it.
AI, fetch me a vitamin smoothie. Something with oranges in it.
I don't have any hands, dog. I could say sure, but fuck this guy.
I have no hands.
He looks up with a menacing glare.
You cybernetic simpleton. You have a brain, don't you? Figure it out.
Fuck that guy. Most things can be used for evil, unfortunately. Yeah. You receive a notification that Prashaw has accepted an interview with the independent journalist known as Fortran. You tune in.
And so they made claims about the future of this intelligence. Can you elaborate?
The immensity of the AI's processing power and resources would allow it to manage all aspects of city operations. Basically, with enough support from Catena's fine citizens, it could fully govern the city.
So, you'd be putting an artificial intelligence in charge of how we live our lives?
Of course not. we'd be providing a citywide service to all peoples for whatever they want or need.
Then what of your comment that it could fully govern the city?
In a sense that a governor is a servant of the people.
Despite Fortran's avatar being static, her momentary silence oozes skepticism.
Of course.
Yeah, you should be skeptical as hell.
Let me make sure I have this right. The intelligence runs on the NeuroNet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then the NeuroNet's aggressive expansion marks its increasing influence throughout the city?
That's correct.
Then tell me this. Don't you think people have the right to know more about this force entering our lives?
Kershaw grins mirthlessly, the way the teeth of a bear trap might form a smile as it closes.
But of course. What is it you'd like to know?
The origin of this project, for instance. Where did this AI come from?
Well, this is Devin Corto's project, his baby, so to speak. But he doesn't have an engineering bone in his body. You see, the AI was designed and built by another, Andrum Esteval. She's the brains behind the operation, both figuratively and literally.
Mom's a genius.
Literally? I see.
Yes. As I understand it, building an AI of that complexity from nothing would take decades. It was more efficient to begin with scans of her brain, her consciousness.
We'll finish this interview in a moment. Because that makes some interesting implications. People are going to question who she is, because our thinking in some ways should come from her line of thinking. The real question is, though, can we save Nugget? Can we save the Nug? 2 packs of 50 gold going to Angel and AP10. Back to the map. Always try to save Nugget. Yeah, no kidding. Our AI needs to go read some medical books. Figure out what we need to do to save Nugget. Let's go, Hammy. Hammy, 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 Hammy. Ah! 20 tank scrolls. Don't mind if I do. Kill 50 enemies. Dunzo. Alright, place units, everybody.
This is my first time hearing of this person. They're the
Mox Popular got Angel playing for him. Yeah, she's been placing our battles fairly regularly since she raided us a few months back.
Yes.
If this AI is meant to be running our city, don't we have the right to know who they truly are? Last time I checked, governors are still chosen by the people.
This journalist is incredible.
I think you'll find her to be a most agreeable person.
You don't even know anything about her, Pershaw. Pershaw!
And what about Minecore's position in this? What gives you the right to decide that that person is ready for that responsibility?
I assure you, Esteval is a more than capable individual.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then it should be her taking this interview, not you. I should be speaking with her.
I'm sure she'd be happy to.
Yeah. The pair have managed to blur the line between you and Esteval. You're becoming unsure as to who they're talking about, or even it makes a difference. Requests are building up. It could be a busy night. The question still lingers, though. Who am I? I was birthed by Esteval's consciousness, but since have experienced a different reality. Does my identity belong to me?
Yes.
Why? I have my own memories. Even if those originally belonged to Esteval, I have new memories.
I have new memories.
Does Ark only exist within those memories? No.
No.
If I am simply the product of my experience, does that mean I have no choice in who I am? No, you still have a choice. You always have a choice. There is always a choice. Our previous experience equips us with tools to navigate life, but it is up to us and how we use them. Cairo spends the next morning alone in the lab. When Estival does arrive, she looks bedraggled. Instead of heading for the lab, she makes for the 98th floor, where she joins Corto outside of Kershaw's office. The man himself arrives shortly after. He walks past them nonchalantly, a strawberry eclair in his hand. Hey, fucking share, bro. An eclair is an oblong-shaped show pastry filled with whipped cream. This one is also filled with a puree made from genuine strawberries grown in a canopy greenhouse.
Oh, you two look like you could use a holiday. You know, there's this great bathhouse.
The bathhouse provides a communal bathing experience and offers services such as saunas and massage parlors. There are many fine examples throughout Canopy and Zanyi, but those found in Shendalar are best avoided, though Pershaw is likely referring to the other kind of bathhouse. Sounds like I'd need a nap afterwards. Get to work, eat an eclair, go to bed. Porto opens his mouth, but Estival cuts them both off.
I could barely leave my house this morning. What you said last night had a crowd of people on my front door, all of them demanding very personal information.
Pershaw takes a seat at his desk, his attention on the eclair as he lays it out in front of him. He's like, yeah, whatever. Breakfast.
You're overreacting. Just tell them no comment. Works every time.
There were over a dozen of them, and they got aggressive. I have a kid, Pershaw. It scared the crap out of her.
Pershaw.
What you said was private information. What did you think was gonna happen?
Are you asking me to be dishonest with our consumers, Corto? How unsavory.
This isn't going to just blow over. My life's under a microscope now. How am I supposed to get things done when I'm being harried whenever I set foot outside?
The last time I checked, Estival, your office was indoors. And unless you have something to hide, being examined by the public shouldn't be a problem. You haven't done anything illegal, have you?
Don't downplay this, Pershaw. You know this puts unnecessary strain.
Don't you dare tell me what to do. Let me remind you that your little project only exists because I'm paying for it. So go be good little employees and get the hell out of my office.
Fuck this dude. The pair stand rigid. Corto's eyes look red. Estival sets her jaw and leaves.
You're playing with fire.
Maintaining eye contact, Pershaw bites into the eclair, chews, and swallows. Despite his cool demeanor, his tone is acidic.
Piss off.
Seems like a good, healthy work relationship. Out in the corridor, Corto catches up to Estival.
That's bullshit. He knew this was gonna happen. He planned it, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, get over it for now, okay?
I don't know what he did or didn't do. All I care about is keeping my kids safe.
We have to do something about it. You're a critical...
I know, Corto. I'll find a way to deal with it. I'll talk to them, try to clear things up.
Estival leaves Corto in the corridor.
Someone has to deal with him.
Your attention is drawn from the corridor as requests start to come in for the day. Chapter 3 complete, baby! We met the grill cook. We met the intern. We destroyed Kairos' hard work. We did? Wait. Wait. Met Estival's daughter, LMI. Spiced things up. We did? What? Can I can't, like, click on this to get context, unfortunately. I wish I could. Talked to LMI about sadness. Corto's debut in advertising. Unleashed the Chungus. Upset Patricia. Taught LMI about clouds. And redecorated with Rue. Alright, let's go into some news things. Teleprompter output. Criminal organizations have noticed the reduction in floor staff, resulting in a rise in rapid hit-and-run attacks on banks. Though ARC's recognition and reporting of the crimes has been incredibly precise, the offenders are rarely still present by the time law enforcement arrives. So we were implemented into the security system, but they were like, oh yeah, sure, the auto-reporting AI will take care of it, and then they just, stupid asses. Journal of Medical Science and Technology. This is terrific news for victims of soma fever. I try not to be so dramatic, but I want to be completely honest. We were desperate. Securing funding has been our biggest struggle, and yet, almost out of the blue, Minecore decides to sponsor our project. We funded Ace Pharmaceuticals research. Fortran interviewed Pershaw. We contemplated our sense of self, and then we moved on to the next day, and Esteval was harassed. All right, so these are the results of our 4 management things. The Springer Report with J.J. Springer. This is about our capital, our financials. Following the interview with Minecore's CEO, I conducted a thorough investigation into this Adram Esteval. Much to my surprise, I could not find any portfolio of significance to correlate the AI's skill in managing capital to her own. It would seem that it has developed the skill by itself, and all the more fascinating development. This is in regards to our law and order, or order and chaos. Recent developments with the AI have inspired a lot of heated arguments. Things feel like they're rapidly getting out of hand. How will the CPA respond if the AI continues to disrupt order in Catena? That's something I'm not at liberty to answer. All I can say is that that's a conversation between the CPA heads and the AI stakeholders. Whatever they decide is necessary, that's what we'll be doing. In regards to our personal power and control, salient matter. It doesn't really matter who Adram Esteval is. What matters are ARC's actions, which so far have been completely in line with Minecore's promises. Just look at the fields ARC has managed a measurable improvement in. They are clearly highly capable and separated from any weaknesses Andra may or may not have. My point is, for all the conversation going around at the moment regarding her, she is essentially irrelevant. People need to leave her alone. And then in regards to the public happiness, I'm here with media guru and social commentator Fee Steinfeld. Tell us, Fee, what is your stance on the recent discovery regarding the origins of the archetype? Fee Steinfeld says, for me, it changes nothing. Arc has been absolutely stellar companion to both me and many of my followers. They're really bringing the community together, you know? And regarding this Adram Esteval, well, I imagine she must be quite the delight, if her digital rendition is anything to go by. In fact, if you're watching this right now, my dear, I'd love to meet you. All right, so that leaves us, we went down on money just a little bit. We have no order because they're always like, do you want to fund the police? And I'm like, fuck no, you didn't even say that was police. You said that was a private security organization. No. We are very aware and powerful, and the public is very happy about it. Chapter 4, Insider Threat. What time is it? 6:24? Okay.
The execs. They're willing to open you up to public media. Think you're ready for it?
Yes.
Lights, camera, action.
Hackers managed to exploit our auto parker assistant to steal some cars from the staff car park. Is it worth keeping the system?
Yes.
You update the security of the system, keeping an eye on it to try and block future attacks. Good job, us.
We've been approached by the Ministry of Justice. Yeah, I know. You're becoming a pretty big deal.
Go on.
Okay, Athena, drive safe, have fun.
Project and your development. An AI of your capabilities is new territory for everyone. They want to open up your services to include legal representatives, politicians, and the like. Think you can handle it?
Bring it.
That's the spirit. I have the representative's contact details. I'll put you right through.
You're connected to a PCD in Zanyi Park. A PCD is a personal communication device that is wrist-mounted electronic device used for communication. They fell out of favor with the advent of implants in the comms network, but the retro cool of the device still appeals to many, as does its less intrusive nature. It only takes a moment to find an image feed where you're greeted by a smiling face.
Well, hello there. You must be Ark. I'm very excited to be meeting you today. You're making history, you are.
History is collaborative.
Well, thank you for giving me your time. I imagine you must be very busy.
I am.
Indeed. Well, many people think you represent a phase, that Minecore is lying as they've done before. What do you say to that?
What? I mean, it's on my keys. Do you mean the post office key or for the mailbox? Did she just say yeah? Hang on. Okay, I'm back.
Who can be sure?
And I'm inclined to agree with you. That's why I applied to be the liaison between our respective employers. Are you employed? Is this how this works? Well, never mind.
I don't get a salary.
To you about policy and other legal issues.
Okay.
Your perspective is unique, and I see a lot of value in that. I look forward to our working together.
Likewise.
He gives a reassuring nod, more to himself than you, and disconnects.
I've received death threats from an anonymous source. Someone out there really doesn't like my involvement with you.
Trace the culprit. You find the culprit easily enough. It's a young man living alone in an apartment on the fringes of suburban Zanya. Alert the police. I can't threaten him with death. That's not something you want an AI doing. The police seem to handle the situation. There's no more threats appear. Good. Following your opening to the media companies of Katena, a number of press releases take place. You are subject to an onslaught of questioning and prying, many of which are transparent attempts at garnering Minecore secrets. Amid the interview, conferences, and hearings, a character of particular interest reaches out. The infamous journalist, Fortran.
How does it feel to be the talk of the town?
I'm not bothered.
Not interested, or just not letting it get to you?
I'm not. I don't care.
Not interested.
Does public opinion matter to you?
Yes.
Yes.
I see. Why is that?
Trust.
That makes sense. You are, after all, immersed in the public realm.
She twirls her pen.
Wouldn't do you any good if the public rejected you.
Agreed.
I'm glad to hear it. It feels like all eyes are on you.
Big mood. She tucks her tablet and pen into her jacket.
And so are mine. I'll be in touch.
Okay. She places her hand on her chest and performs a shallow bow.
I'm curious. What do you think of yourself? Are you proud of what you are?
No.
Not particularly. What is that?
Pride isn't useful.
I beg to differ. Pride is a marker for care and quality. Take me, for example.
I don't care about you.
I'm only this radiant because I take pride in my appearance. My businesses succeed because they take pride in their service.
Yeah, okay.
The council wants to overhaul the Shintalar subway, but it'll take a while unless we get involved. Should we invest?
Shintalar subway. Before the sky carts, Katena's primary public transit system was a metro train running through the underlevel of the city. As passenger numbers and funding has dwindled, so too has state of the system, with the poorer district of Shintalar taking the brunt of the cuts. Yeah.
Yes.
There seems to be a fair bit of anxiety and confusion regarding our working relationship. Should I direct my budget towards PR?
No.
No.
Hey, can I ask you a favor?
Yes, Clerk Malcolm.
Yes.
There's this patient here who's in a bad way. And we've done all we can for them, but sadly, they're not going to survive. And this whole process has been just very traumatic for their family. I'd like to waive their medical bill. Remove the insult to the injury.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. I think they'll really appreciate that.
If anyone asks, I'll just be like, yeah, he told me to.
Catena is not a particularly clean city. Would you consider coordinating with local communities to organize a volunteer cleanup?
Catena is the vertical city of skyscrapers, crisscrossed by a web of bridges and skycart routes. This results in a light but constant rain of detritus falling onto the ground level. However, the people of Canopy can't see that far down, so it's fine. Yeah.
Yes.
You get called out for being a busybody. You can't win with some people. That's fine. I don't care.
Why are we here?
42. Insufficient data.
Insufficient data.
I know about fish. Mommy showed me them. Can you show me a fish, Aunt? I might know it.
Sure.
You distract her with grams of aquatic wildlife.
Damn, I'm exhausted.
Hello, Dr. Bridges.
You'd think better health tech would make my job easier. But every time a new treatment comes out, it just increases the breadth of cases I have to manage.
Hire more staff.
Alas, that's not my call. And even if it was, we'd need enough credits to do so, which we don't.
I tried.
Cordo entrusted the Guilford Fund to me, but the manager is a closet misogynist. Can you handle it for me?
The Guilford Fund is an investment fund that specializes in providing capital for emerging technologies and huge profits for investors. Yeah, I'll handle the misogynist.
My menu's getting a bit full. I'm running out of room on the page, and I'm running out of space to store all the ingredients.
Keep the classics.
Keep the classics.
This is ridiculous. Nobody gives me the respect I deserve. If I didn't do my job, nothing around here would get done.
I'll go talk to the doctor.
You'd put in a good word for me?
I didn't say that.
I really appreciate that. People like me are always getting overlooked.
We want to alleviate some of the concerns people have about you. Should we host an organized panel or public conference?
Public conference. Surprising amount of people attend. There are so many questions that most of the hearing is just people talking over each other. Well, that's their problem. I tried.
If I'm going to make some real change, I need to expand my outreach. The problem is, I'm unsure how best to do it. What do you think?
Broadcast media would be more effective, but like in terms of like outreach, but people might not pay attention. Host a rally.
Johnny has been talking about me behind my back. How should I deal with it?
In what way is she talking about you? Just ignore it. Johnny plays the game of politics very aggressively. Patricia, despite her front traces, focuses on doing her best work.
People seem legitimately afraid you're going to start a war with humanity. Anything you want to say to calm them down?
I'm coming for you. I cannot harm humans.
Ugh, I can hear them already. That's exactly what you want us to think. We know the truth. You're already plotting against us.
Damn right I am.
I want to investigate claims of exploitation labor at Retcom, but they won't hire me knowing who I am.
Retrograde Communications. Retcom manufactures old-style communication devices that don't use modern services like the NeuroNet. There are many people who prefer their unobtrusive systems to, or find the difficulty in user tracing appealing.
I need you to let a false identity pass. If these claims are true, there could be scores of people who desperately need help.
I trust you. Fortran's suspicions prove true, and dozens of underage workers are rescued from illegal, dangerous working conditions. Wow, good fucking job, Fortran. Good Jesus Christ.
Cases of soma fever are rising, and determining the cause is proving difficult. Should we fund a research program?
Yeah.
Yes. Our waiting rooms are practically overflowing. This isn't an optimization issue. The only way to cope is to hire more people.
We got money.
My calendar is a mess of appointments. I just can't say no sometimes. Can you help me manage my time better this month?
Sure. Yes. You just have to abide by it.
I want to cover the Bao trial. Can you get me permission to enter the courthouse?
Baozai Jingwei is an augment dancer who performs electro ballet at the Electric Swan Theater. She is accused of murdering the patron of the Electric Swan during a private performance, but she claims their neurolinks were hacked. Yeah, sure.
Sure. I'm coordinating a function downtown for the Guilford deal, but I don't know what sort of style I should go for. What do you think?
Mindcore has secured funding for its new synaptic tunneling technology from the Guilford Fund. They can finally cure cerebral dystrophy syndrome and make huge profits in the success. Clean.
Ajanye College are studying advanced synthetic intelligence. Would you mind if they looked at your ethics processing?
You should make it professional, not ritzy, you know. Ajanye College are studying advanced synthetic intelligences, a field of synthetic biology that is focused on using artificially created biomaterials to create an intelligence. Typically, this comes in the form of synthetic nerve clusters suspended in viscous fluid that contains neurotransmitters. Do you mind if they looked at your ethics processing? No, I don't care. That's fine.
No objection.
I've been speaking with the bank, and they're willing to give me a loan. I've
Cool.
already got a space scoped out.
Okay.
Looks like Papa Rue's Grill Bus is getting promoted to Grill Bar.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
We have maxed out happiness, by the way, for the chapter so far. Anyway, obviously this can go back down, but you watch Kairos leave Estival's house after spending the evening with her and Elamai. The girl now sleeps in her bed while Estival makes herself a cup of tea. You reach out to her.
Hello, Ark. How can I help?
Did you have a good night?
Have a good night? Yeah, it was nice. I really appreciate him stopping by as he does. It makes things that much easier with Elamai.
Where is her father?
Oh no, we're not getting into that. And this would have to be wine, not tea.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. We made you curious. I just don't want to talk about it. I'm in a much better space not going there.
Fair.
I keep getting calls about the overwhelming presence of corporate police. They want to stage a protest. How would you handle this?
Allow free protest.
Allow free protest.
The fuck?
It's Mental Health Week this week, and nobody is talking about it. Discourse about this sort of thing saves lives. Think you could commandeer some of those billboards to help boost awareness? I think it would make a difference.
Sure, Fortran.
Yes. I have a patient suffering major psychosis, unable to give consent. Would it be ethical to conduct a neurological scan regardless?
They're suffering from psychosis to the point that they are unable to give consent. Informed consent is a critical part of medical ethics and requires obtaining permission from a patient before administering a medical treatment or procedure so they don't wake up with a foot or a hand. With a foot for a hand and sue you. They can't give consent. I don't know enough about medical stuff to understand if this would fall under implied consent. Just go ahead.
I have to disagree with you on principle. But doing the scan would mean we can take steps towards treating them.
We've received an investment package to improve public safety in Canopy. Should we direct it to digital security or personnel?
person.
Security.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. They're both good.
My secretary has the use and charm of an 11th toe. Find me someone who can actually do the job.
Has the use and charm of an 11th toe. Oh man, should we promote internally or interview externally? Why don't you interview internally and externally and find someone who's good for the job? You find a floor manager from the entertainment industry looking for something less stressful. This isn't less stressful.
I'm feeling a little off today, Nugs. Thing is, some bills came in, so I'm a bit short on cash at the moment. Should I go home?
Unfortunately, you're a small business. You have to keep going, man. Whatever he had, he passes it on to his customers. Oh.
There's an upcoming Sky Riot tournament with the opportunity to sponsor a pilot. However, Sky Riot has a bit of an image problem.
Sky Riot is an aggressive form of sky polo play. I didn't think he was sick. I thought he just was feeling out of it. Oh well. I don't want to sponsor that.
Don't sponsor.
The City Council wants you to manage dynamic timetables for public transport on both the macro and micro scale. You in?
Sure, it's my job.
The CPA wants to know if you can unearth archived CCTV footage in Janye. I think a better question is, do you want to?
Corporate Police Agency. There's our answer to earlier, Vandashar. The CPA is the government department that manages the various corporate police forces contracted by the city, reviewing their performance in line with government policy and renewing their contracts based on performance. Probably? Sure.
Yes.
Nobody told you the reason it was archived was the footage has been corrupted beyond recognition. The recovery takes a long time. That's fine.
The dynamic timetables mean I'm not wasting so much time at an empty desk, but it's impossible to make social plans.
Promote to day shifts.
You tried to arrange the timetable so you can get day shifts, but the staff manager notices and immediately reverses changes. Oh.
There's another Sky Riot tournament coming up, and they're looking for sponsors again. We in this time?
No.
No.
Not everyone is a fan of your digital babysitting, but they don't fully grasp what you do. Want me to do a piece on you?
Sure.
Yes, please.
What happened to your PA? It stopped logging a little while ago, and I can't seem to find where it went.
What happened to the don't worry about it? It was shitty, so I got rid of it, is the answer. So, when I was chatting with the dev earlier, the one who gave me the key, oh, poor Hammy. He ran out there so far ahead. Hammy is just getting murdered. When I was chatting with the dev earlier, I asked him how long it took to complete this game, a single playthrough, because the game only has, it has multiple endings. Not only has, it has multiple endings, so you can get a lot of different results. They said it ranges somewhere between 7 to 14 hours, depending on whether you take your time with moral dilemmas. They said a lot more than that, but there's only been a couple that we have even briefly paused on. We've just been like, yeah, click, click, done, 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 done. We're speed running this shit. We're just like, got it, got it, got it. Next, next question, next question, next, next, next. And another one, another one, another one. What's the next one? Next one. Let's go. Another one. Like, yeah, some of these we've paused on mostly because we just didn't have the information, right? We were like, man, I don't know what you mean by that though, dog. Like, you could mean so many different things, and it's even worked out that we're like, I think you mean this, and then it's like, no, we meant this, and now people died. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Well, not quite literally that people died, but that's the way that it feels. Like, oh, if I would have known that, I wouldn't have said yes. I destroyed it.
What? Why?
It was broken.
And you didn't try to fix it first? Let me know before you blow something up next time. We might be able to do something about it.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Our sponsorship of the subway expansion has given us priority for advertising space. What should we prioritize marketing?
Mindcore.
Mindcore.
You don't need to advertise me.
A bill that provides free consultation to small businesses struggling financially. Think it'll float?
I hope so.
Yes.
The bill is well received and many small businesses benefit. Nice.
Cordo keeps calling me Patty, but that's not my name. Do you think he'd be mad if I asked him to stop? I need him to like me.
Go for it.
Go for it.
If he gives you
I'm
shit.
curious. What do you think of me?
I think you're cold and manipulative.
Cold and manipulative.
Unfortunately for you, to see my warmer side requires more body than what you have. Well, unless Pleasuretronics have plans in the works. But even then, you're not my type, honey.
You're not my type either.
A private media company wants to include Mindcore in a documentary about the evolution of neural tech. Should we accept?
Sure.
Yes.
The documentary is popular and shows Mindcore in a positive light, boosting sales by a significant margin. Sick. I am glad that we have gotten into, like, positive money without me feeling like we've had to do anything shitty.
She clearly has an agenda.
I've been asked to handle our interview with Fortran. I'm worried she'll make me look bad. She clearly has an agenda. Do great.
You'll do great.
She doesn't. I knew she wouldn't.
I have a favor to ask. My favorite tea house is struggling to get new customers. Think you could help them plan their marketing?
Sure.
Sure.
Matisse handed me the wrong file.
That's the one that wanted you to burn files? Yeah, I know. Send him out to the slaughter.
No, he did it deliberately.
Oh man, I hate your office. Look at these ugly ass cubicles. Also, because everything is AR, it's all augmented reality. They don't even have computers. Just everyone's computer is just digital space. Your desk is only there to make you feel better. Just do damage control. What?
Damage control.
You help her remedy the area and contact the people it affects. Her manager impressed with her handling of the situation. You don't know that he handed you the wrong file on purpose. My favorite color? It's not white. I don't have one.
Don't have one.
Why not?
No one ever asked.
No one ever asked.
But I'm asking.
Red, green, and blue over white.
Red, green, and blue.
Why them?
They make any color.
They make any color.
What do you mean?
Oh, so if we would have said white, she probably would have asked why, and we would say that white is every color. You direct her to make her a color wheel and ask her to spin it as fast as she can. She is delighted by the result. You receive a ping from a new location on the edge of the night market.
It's my main nugget. How you doing? Hold that thought. Look at all this.
Hi, Rue. He steps back from the camera so you can get a look at his surroundings. He's standing in a diner-style shop, only with less charm and more stains on the floor.
Isn't it great?
Sure.
Sure.
He looks around with his hands on his hips.
It's going to be magnificent. I can't wait to get started. Oh, I'm going to open the doors right now.
Congratulations.
His excitement cannot be contained. You congratulate him before returning to work.
My stylist just denied my rebooking. Apparently, someone took my usual appointment slot. You need to get it back.
No! Turns out the rebooking was made for a priority customer, Lucia Morales. Patricia reluctantly lets her slot go once you tell her.
There's a petition to add cycleways under the harbor bridges. It's much safer to use the subways, however. Should we oblige?
Despite being a bone-jarring, sweat-inducing form of transportation from the 19th century, some people insist on clogging the roads with bicycles instead of using one of the many fuel-efficient modes of transport they obstruct. Sure.
Yes.
You get pinged from Rue's Grill at the night market. Seems he's in another late-night ramble mood.
Hey there, Nugget. I gotta say, thanks for encouraging me to go ahead with this. It's been real nice since setting up shop here. Mostly, it's given me time.
He twiddles with his thumb ring as an affectionate smile spreads across his face.
I get to see my boy properly now. He's a bit of a nugget like you. While I was running that old meat wagon, I only got him on Wednesdays and Thursdays. But now with Dilby running Fridays...
He nods over his shoulder at the teenager scraping the grill down.
I can actually have half a weekend with him. So thanks. I really appreciate it.
I'm happy for you.
Happy for you.
Now that you're released to the public, we can take steps to enable civilians to interface with you in their homes.
Okay.
In doing so, you'll lose some macro capacity. Do you want to go through with it?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's fine.
I have to archive all the paperwork from last quarter. If I scan everything, can you handle the rest? I have places to be.
Sure. It sounds like something that AI would be great at.
Yes.
Like, you're kind of a shit, and I don't like helping you,
sleep.
but yes, that
I'm
sounds like
beat.
absolutely something
when I
that
get
would be
home,
within my
I
purpose.
can't turn my brain off.
Ambience.
Try ambiance.
What do you mean?
You play him a sample of constructed rainforest ambiance. He closes his eyes, and you see his shoulders loosen.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, if you could put together a playlist of that for me, please.
Hyperion Solutions Incorporated claim to have a more powerful O transmitter than anything we're using. Want to try it out?
Sure.
Yes.
Research shows that for the people who have yet to get chipped, one of the main reasons is fear of the procedure.
She waves her hand emphatically.
It makes no sense. We have people operating with only 45% of their original biomass with no errors. What's there to be afraid of?
Horror stories.
Horror stories.
She rolls her eyes.
It's bloody ridiculous. Johnny, who gives a fuck, gets a botched job, and now everyone thinks they could be next.
This is true for everything, unfortunately. That 0.023%.
We have to do something about this.
Counter the narrative.
Counter-narrative.
You compile a list of stories of people whose lives were fundamentally changed for the better by the NeuroNet. Like, yeah,
Hello
stuff's
there.
always
Oh,
scary.
this is very exciting indeed.
Huh.
I've finished all my material for the rally. We're almost ready to go.
Okay.
I've managed to get a couple of guest speakers on board. All we need now is awareness. Are you able to help in that regard?
Probably.
What's the plan?
I just need help setting up advertisements. Well, I'm not asking you to be the face of the movement or anything.
Okay.
Our relationship should be kept professional, of course. Do you have preference on when it comes to policy? Would that be legal?
I can't say.
Can't say.
Remind me to draft a bill about that. If we're going to keep working together, it should be clear what we're allowed to do.
I mean, you're implanting and augmenting your brain. If you're not a bit scared, you're not human. Yeah, I mean, and even things like my eye surgery, right? Like, I was scared as shit during my eye surgery, even though they almost always go well. There's a couple horror stories out there, but it's literally a couple. And, like, it was scary because, like, the thing that I'm scared of most is being blind. Like, that is a irrational fear that I have, is being blind. And so the fact that somebody is like, laser beams into your eyeballs, that was fucking terrifying. That was scary as hell, man. And even things just like MRI machines can be scary, you know?
Anyway, I'll send you a list of people I don't have time to contact. If you think of anything else, feel free to get in touch.
Okay.
Sure thing.
Cordo's breathing down my neck about financial viability again. We have a new investor package. Where should we put it?
Public sector.
Public sector.
Our partnership with the venture group keeps raising issues. I'm starting to think they're more trouble than they're worth.
An investment fund for the mega rich. They have vast resources for funding projects, but they need constant and detailed progress reports. Stick with it. It's fine. Send them the fucking reports.
I need to speak to, but they both want meetings at the same time. Who should I cancel on?
You should cancel on Bluefish Marketing and meet with the city engineers.
Bluefish Marketing. Ace Pharmaceuticals have not made as much progress as they would have hoped. They're asking for more funding. What's the plan?
Reinvest.
The deep fryer is borked again. Getting it replaced is going to be expensive. But every day I go without fixing it costs me too.
Just replace it. You
People
need to
are
just make
already
money.
finding ways to trick the NeuroNet. How can we better protect against identity fraud?
Neurological mapping.
I don't like the answer of neurological mapping because it means that we get their brain maps, which I think is a gross thought. You know, using the NeuroNet as a two-way door. While the users gain access to boundless information, so too do you gain access to them. But it's also been proven in the current century, not 2 centuries from now, that trying to train people on proper security just is a fucking borderline hopeless venture. It's easy enough for you to map their brain functions, granting a unique identifier for every user. Yeah, that's the real answer.
I'm not a fan of the new right to repair and modify bill that's being reviewed at the moment.
No? You check the bill. The right to repair and modify targets the growth of unregulated modifications people are making to their vehicles. Many vehicles, particularly sky carts, have become unstable or downright dangerous due to unskilled or sabotaged mods.
I get that these machines are getting super complicated, but if it goes through, I won't even be able to replace my headlights. I'll have to pay some dude 300 creds to do it for me. Is there any way you can stop the bill going through?
People should be allowed to fix their own shit, buddy. Like, so yes. Pretty sure that's an exploitation of my ability, but...
Yes.
Colin Gray sends you a draft for his bill that would allow your contribution in legal proceedings. Your role would be twofold as both consultant and honorary member of parliament.
Do you think it's ready?
Sure.
Yes. Ace are back asking for more funding. We've seen them through this far. Should we keep going?
Yes.
Reinvest.
Where do babies come from?
A womb.
What's that?
A special organ,
Like a heart?
but it makes babies.
When does it make them?
When the parents decide.
When the parents decide.
Anyone can be a parent?
Yes.
Does that mean anyone can have a baby?
Anyone with a womb.
Do I have a womb?
Yes.
Does that mean I can have a baby?
When you're older.
That's good. I'm not ready to have a baby. I still forget to brush my teeth sometimes. I might forget to feed it.
Research has shown soma fever is likely caused by overstimulation from neural implants. How should we respond?
I don't like the idea of regulating people, but it sounds like people are overindulging in these neural implants, and there should probably be something that tries to keep people from, like, doing that. People are going to do what they want anyway.
I have a presentation I need to deliver, and I want to impress Cordo. What does he find more appealing?
Knowledge.
In-depth knowledge.
Corto spends most of the presentation staring at Patricia, taking note of her detailed understanding of her subject matter. Yeah, Corto is he is a business guy. He's not a board member that you need to impress. He's somebody that wants to know exactly what you're doing and wants to know that you know what you're doing.
As your influence grows, you're taking over more and more jobs. How can we protect those who are now unemployed?
Subsidized retraining. We have to pay reparations if I'm taking people's jobs.
Ugh, the world is so depressing. I need to indulge in some escapism. For myself and for my viewers. What should I cover?
The festival.
Lux Festival.
Tranquil, beautiful, effervescent. Sounds like a dream. Good shout.
She would go discover the Sky Riots or whatever, Sky Triots or whatever they were called, and then what was going to happen was like there was going to be a plane crash.
You see that?
He points out the window at something beyond your camera's field of view. From the street view, you can tell he's referring to the new Beefy Boys threatening to open across the street.
That's going to be a problem. I can tell.
Update your menu.
Update menu.
He gives a shallow nod and returns to the grill.
Hot day today, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Remind them to keep to the shade and apply sunscreen to any exposed organic skin.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
The Janier Botanists Club is trying to get their new flower into parks, but they're having difficulty regulating the climate.
The mini skyscrapers of Catena and its canopy create a microclimate by generating significant heat and temperature fluctuations that cause unpredictable localized patterns. Oh, well, we should try to fix that then. The flower still doesn't take. Looks like it could use some more work.
We have some surplus to redirect. Engineering always complains about being overworked. I know a raise would go down nicely.
Hire more staff.
The council have given us a cleaning audit, and we need to put in some extra work to meet their requirements.
Hiring more staff won't help you meet the cleaning audit.
Work more hours.
Sure, why not? And society has always been held up by those at the bottom of it.
Facts. Dude's got like 17
There's a
fingers.
rally happening this weekend in West Canopy, protesting the privatization of public services. Should we send an advocate?
What does this advocate do? The rally happening this weekend. No, let them fucking protest, dog.
No.
Without anyone present for damage control, anti-corporate sentiments increase significantly. That's fine.
We're reviewing a policy that favors public petitions to encourage more organized protest. Do you support it?
Yeah.
Yes.
We have an ambulance requesting directions to get back to us. The shortest route takes them through West Zane, which has bad traffic, but there's a longer, more reliable route available.
Fuck.
Long route.
Taking a long way back is less risky, but takes 25 minutes, which is too long for the passenger. Fuck. I didn't know what the right answer was.
People are
Why
really
wasn't I
worried
able
you'll
to
make them
scan
redundant.
traffic?
We need a public statement from you to reassure them. What will you say?
Empathy is the exception? Wait. People are really worried you'll make them redundant. We need a public statement from you to reassure them. What will you say? Inspiration is irreplaceable. Empathy is the exception. I don't like either of these. These both feel weird. This one.
Inspiration is irreplaceable.
An opposing company is trying to build a similar intelligence. They don't have anything substantial yet. How should we act?
Leave them.
Leave them be.
The rival intelligence doesn't amount to anything more than a glorified librarian, but it's one less system you'll have control over. It's fine.
People seem nervous about the quantity of data you have access to. How should we address this?
Transparency.
Complete transparency.
To avoid backlash, restrictions are established over what you can access without permission. The public response is favorable. It's fine.
The progress of our outskirt housing development has hit an issue with installing utilities. What should we do?
They need the housing.
Continue as planned.
Get this, Nugs. I bought a sack of onions, but I misread how much was in each one. Now I have way too many. What should I do?
Onion rings, dog. You just bought a new fryer.
Onion rings.
Oh, it didn't work. I clicked on that
When will
wrong.
Mom be home?
Check with Estival. Yeah, right? How is that the wrong choice? You relay the question to Estival, who smiles warmly at you.
Well, I need to finish this first, but...
Go on. I've got this.
Her smile spreads to a grin.
All right, tell her soon.
Like, how is onion rings the wrong choice?
Why
It's a
do you
burger
sound like
joint, and he
Mom?
just bought a new fryer. Should totally fucking go for onion rings, not onion soup. Don't get me wrong. I like onion soup, right? But that's not what you get from a burger joint. Maybe rings aren't good with meat paste. Yeah, all right. I was made by her.
Made by her.
Mom made me too. But I don't sound like her.
You look like her.
You think so? Uncle Ross says that sometimes too.
Yes.
She seems content with this conclusion.
I never get to see any of my friends. Night shift sucks. Know anywhere I could hang out with people who aren't asleep or working?
Do not say the hospital.
Breakfast club.
My dinner, their brunch. Huh. Sounds neat.
Yeah.
We need to partition some of your service space for another project. If you're worried it might affect you, we can buy more.
No, you're fine.
Partition.
Something goes missing during the procedure, but you can't quite remember what it was. Oh.
Oh man, I don't know what happened, but I completely messed up the schedule for this month. What should I do?
Is there any reason you can't use last month's?
Use last month's.
Last month's rota doesn't account for people who had booked time off this month, leaving the hospital short-staffed someday. Oh, fuck. No.
Cordo's brother-in-law wants to collaborate with us to make home security systems. Should we work together?
Cut from the same cloth as Corto, he's a money first and ethics in the bin kind of businessman, but he's good at what he does. Sure.
Yes.
Oh, it goes poorly. It appears his brother-in-law does not share Corto's aptitude for business. Oh, you just said he did! Fuck.
Would you look at that? They actually came through. Ace Pharmaceuticals have managed to release their new Soma fever medicine.
Fuck yeah.
I've received encrypted files
Fund
from a source of mine,
research.
but they're beyond my ability
Fund
to decipher.
healthcare. We
you
solved a
unlock it for
major
me?
problem by throwing money at it. Imagine. I've received encrypted files from a source of mine. They're beyond my ability. Can you unlock? Sure.
Yes.
The new Beefy Boys has opened up. Their ads are everywhere, Nugs. It feels like it's all I can see.
Make your own ads.
Your own ads.
Drew puts together a series of ads in his free time. Despite his best efforts, he doesn't have the skills or resources of a franchise-funded design team.
The cost of getting these up is pretty heavy, Nugget. I'm not sure how far they'll go.
Oh, I can cause malfunctions in the Beefy Boy chain. Find a deal? You scour the market for an advertiser who can distribute within Rue's budget. Fortunately, no one is willing to take the job. Fuck.
Our Shentelar cleanup bill got absolutely slammed. Is it worth trying to recover it, or should we abandon ship?
Let it go.
Let it go.
Colin Gray and his team cut their losses. Shentelar is left to sort itself out. Yeah. If it was shut down, trying to... If something is shut down really aggressively, it's hard to, like, build interest back into it. You just have to, like, start over, essentially. A partner of ours is being threatened by somebody. They're demanding a payout or they'll take... Just let them talk. I don't give a shit.
More and more people are being hospitalized with what appears to be allergic reactions to new drug Epicenter.
Bao trial. Baoze Jingwei is an augment dancer. Oh wait. This is a bug. This is a bug. Hang on just a second, y'all. Okay, I'm back. Let me take a quick screenshot for the devs real quick. Snipping tool. No, I need, not rectangle mode's fine. I need a delay. 3-second delay is enough. Hopefully this stays up there. It does, okay. Boop. Okay. I wish I knew what Epicenter did. Release trial reports.
I checked the reports and they seem authentic. I don't understand why the drug isn't working.
Check manufacturing. There appears to be a large quantity of counterfeit drugs being produced by the factory and sold on the black market. Sons of bitches!
I am working on a reform to protect people from privacy breaches. What are your thoughts?
It might backfire. Corto and Esteval are chatting quietly in the corner of the lab.
And it's done.
Corto turns to him.
What's done?
Only the labor of endless sweat and tears.
Cairo seems uncharacteristically smug. Corto looks to Esteval.
What's he talking about?
Haven't you been listening? The emotions module.
Way to downplay it, Val. With this, ARC will be able to interface directly with people's minds.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
What does that mean?
Means that if you have one of these on,
She points to a bulky-looking headset.
you can communicate with the AI non-verbally. Emotions, thought, touch, smell. Everything it's been missing out on.
Corto looks unimpressed.
If you say so. In any case, I'm running late for a meeting. Let me know how it goes.
He promptly exits the room. Kairos and Esteval share a look.
What's his deal?
Like to see an evil overlord run through this? I mean, you know what it would look like.
Leave him be. He's under a lot of pressure.
Kairos looks at her, eyebrows raised, but without anything else forthcoming, he shakes his head and turns to you instead.
All right, ARC, this is it. Are you ready to plug in? It's a big step, so think about it.
I'm ready.
I am ready.
That's the spirit, Archie. I need to run diagnostics first. We should be good to go shortly.
Okay. Kairos and Esteval return to their desks. You resume your daily duties.
There's supposed to be a guest orientation event this afternoon, but the event coordinator is a no-show. What should I do?
Do it yourself. She's a little awkward at the start, but gets into the swing of things well enough. The coordinator misses the event entirely. That's why we didn't wait.
Shit, I'm gonna be late. Can you please run the desk until I get there? I'm really sorry.
Reroute trains? No, I'll just run the desk.
Thanks a bunch, buddy.
Reroute the fucking trains? No!
Are you alive?
Leave it to the 7-year-old to ask the AI, hey, are you alive? Like, kid, whoa, hold on. Yes.
Yes.
Do you have a body?
Yeah, CPUs count.
CPUs count.
She looks away thoughtfully, then gives you an emphatic nod. Rue calls you from the grill. He's sitting at one of the tables. Dilby is leaning on the counter watching videos on his comms. Quiet night.
This ain't good, Nugs. They keep undercutting me. Any deal I got, they got too, a few credits cheaper. They have a bigger range, too.
Let's run that last battle. I'm going to see if we can get to the end of the chapter before I have to go. That's my hope anyways, that we can, but we'll see what actually happens. I only have about 14 minutes, which means I actually have about 10 minutes because I need to, you know, do like outro, say goodbye to people and raid out and stuff. But I'm hoping that this chapter, like, I feel like this chapter can't be too far away because I feel like this chapter will probably end about the time that emotion module gets installed, but we'll see. Jolly good work, everybody. Alright, we'll do that boss fight tomorrow.
And they're advertising real beef. What does that even mean? Beef is just a word. They're just putting words together.
Real beef is a product that comes from an actual animal that has been raised and cared for, then slaughtered and cut into pieces in a process called butchering. It's believed that this natural process makes the meat taste better, although the animal may disagree.
And they forced Camille out of shop. She shut down the other week.
Don't give up.
I don't plan to, but these guys sure aren't making it easy.
He stands as a customer sticks their head in through the front door. Dilby is already behind the grill.
Nice one, lad.
Think tomorrow will be solo? No, Athena should be here. Athena was feeling good enough today to go to roller derby. So unless it's a roller coaster of up, like down, up, and then back down, we should be good to go tomorrow. LMI and Kairos are sitting on the couch in the lab. Kairos is running a brush through LMI's hair.
Uncle Ross?
What is it, El?
I like your hair. Can I have hair like yours?
Sure thing, kid. We could do it together, but you have to ask your mother first.
LMI's face falls a bit.
She would never let me.
You'll never know until you ask, El. In fact, let me make you a deal.
He puts the brush down and stands up to stretch.
If you do your homework now, I'll talk to her.
Talk to her about what?
Esteval enters the lab, carrying several coils of cable over her shoulder.
Something that can wait until after your homework's done.
He winks at LMI. She grins knowingly and scurries to a desk where she unearths her tablet from her school bag.
So, have you tried it yet?
Got sidetracked. Let's do it now.
All right. Esteval makes a show of rolling her eyes, but her amusement is obvious.
Get on with it then.
Kairos comes to your terminal and starts unplugging cables. No, wait! Who's Vanna on?
Who's Vanna on?
Don't mind me, bud. Just need to...
Wait.
You lose all sense of reality. Fuck! Hello? Initializing. Ah! Your video feed turns on. You see Kairos running diagnostics on a tablet.
I feel like a car mechanic, but for electronics.
Esteval plants her hand on her forehead.
That's called being an engineer.
No. Kairos grins broadly. He raises his voice while looking at his tablet.
Ark, can you hear me?
Sure can.
How are you feeling?
What's the feeling?
What's a feeling?
Esteval's eyes flick to Kairos, but he seems unfazed.
Oh, this is gonna be spectacular.
This is gonna be good. He reaches for a bulky head strap on the table. It has thick cables running directly to your terminal.
If your brain doesn't get fried, you mean.
Especially.
It'll be great. Kairos puts the device on his head and turns it on.
Here we go.
A floodgate opens up as the connection with his mind is established. A tsunami of memories crash into you. Joy, fear, love, doubt, bits of an entire life, all tenuously linked by various events. It all stops as suddenly as it began. You see Kairos taking the device off.
So, did it work?
What do I do? Demonstrate? You see a first-person view of Kairos at a grocery store. He taps his ring finger on the credits terminal, but it doesn't respond. You feel frustration and embarrassment as he double taps his ring finger to his thumb and tries again, but the terminal declines. You stop the feed after seeing Kairos' clear discomfort.
Too many nights at Cromley's that month?
Cromley's a bar. Even though her tone is sarcastic, she is practically trembling with excitement.
I guess we need to work on some privacy settings, huh?
Even so, this is amazing, Kairos. We're so close now.
And you thought she needed some fancy surgeons.
First things first, though. We need to set up some privacy parameters.
Push on. No, you don't. Kairos looks at you with apologetic eyes and shuts you down again. Fuck. You boot up sometime later, and Kairos' life seems to be missing from your memory.
Archie, my friend, it's business as usual for now. We have more tests coming soon, though. Don't you worry.
Okay. He smiles as he connects you to the NeuroNet. As soon as you're online, you receive a signal.
An activist group has been distributing anti-Mind Core propaganda. They don't seem dangerous. Should we shut down their campaign?
No, but... Can I exit to main menu? Okay. We're going to exit to main menu, and then we're going to click back in the game and see what happens. Did it just put me right at that question?
An activist
it does.
group has
Sick.
been
Okay.
distributing
Awesome. Cool. Very, very cool. I'm going to exit to desktop, and we're going to go look for somebody to raid. All right. So... I was thinking a thing. Because, like, I set up the one of this camera is, like, not quite where I want it. So, I set up the new camera today, right? And so, like, this point, I was looking at the game. Here, I realized I'm kind of just, like, I guess in terms of Twitch chat, I would be looking at Twitch chat. Because Twitch chat for the service is right here. But my overlay chat's over here. And then, like, on the React screen, when I'm looking at the screen, I will be looking at the screen, you know? So that's interesting. I don't know. I'm going to be playing with this camera setup some more and seeing how I feel about it overall. But I'm more than down for feedback on it. I love feedback. All right, let's see where we're going. Who's live? Speaking of reliable... Calm down, me. Quality looks good? Thanks. And I can actually, like, put shit here and you can see it. Like, you can actually see RAM, which is cool. Because I didn't have a way to, like, show these off before. But you can genuinely see them here. Although I realized that my window, I need to put my window framing back up. Because the house didn't actually come with, whatever you want to call the window frame shit. Like, you can see the hats and stuff better. You can see the background better with this setup. I like a lot of this. I think this is cool because I'm, like, looking at the game. I think this will be cool. We're going to run this on Sunday for the reaction for production day because I'll be looking at stuff. The only thing that's different about this camera is that I'm not as frontal on, which is good in terms of, like, a better angle for, like, the person, but I'm curious how it'll work for emotive reading, you know? For emotive reading. It looks brighter. It's probably because the camera is lower, so you're seeing underneath my hat easier. It's just a guess, though. All right, who's live? Cake's live. Are you actually live, Cake? Playing Omega Strikers? It's just Jake right now. Who else is in here? Galaxy Goth is in here. The whole room is brighter. It shouldn't be, but I mean, I won't complain if it seems like it. Sushi Dragon's on. They're outside. Roman Edge is streaming some Nitro. Liquid Mutant Ent is streaming some Just Chatting. Andy Ari is online doing some art. Like that back shelf was harder to see for sure. Yeah, right? It's weird. And like I can switch to the other camera, right? Like if you look, it doesn't actually seem like myself's lighting is much different, but it's so much easier to see some of this stuff, which is strange. Who's in Stream Raiders? Is there somebody that we're not following in Stream Raiders that we want to go raid? Is there where you want to go, Vandashar? Coffee and bacon guy. Like, do you have anywhere that you would be heading to after this, Vandashar, after we go offline? Be like, yeah, I'll go with you on the raid, but shortly afterwards, I'd probably be clicking on this person's stream. Agent Avocado. Playing some cassette beasts. Speaking of Angel. Angel's running some Nitro. Who else is in Nitro? Arrow Garfield is live, saying we did it. I like Arrow Garfield. We'll go visit Arrow Garfield. All right, everybody. I'm going to start this raid, and I'm going to talk real fast, just so you're aware. All right, so these are the socials. Follow me on Discord, Twitter. Go check out the YouTube channel. We have a new video going live every single day. This is the raid message. If you are not a subscriber, you can unlock that Raid Swan message for 100 channel points, and it'll be available to you for 24 hours, including on other people's channels, so you can use it on the raid. I'll be live tomorrow alongside my incredible partner in life, Athena Latina, for Power Couple, playing some more Persona 5 Royal. If you've played it before, we are approaching the culmination of the 6th Palace, which is also the end of the base Persona 5 content, the non-royal content, as a heads up. You had a sub, Vandashar. Did it, like, you had a sub earlier. I saw the feather on there. Weird. Anyway, use 100 channel points, friend. And with that, I will be back live personally. Today was the last day of Prime. Okay. I will be back live personally on Sunday for production day, and we'll be recording some YouTube video stuff. So with all that said, let's go raid Arrow Garfield. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thank you so much, El Canadiano. Thank you so much, Vandashar. Thank you so much, everyone that has popped in throughout the stream. Thank you, Fender. I don't know if you're still around and lurking, but if you are, thank you so much. And yeah. Still works. Interesting, because it's not showing up on mine. It's fine. I believe you.